The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 219, being recorded on August 18th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus, also known as Jesus Walks a Lot. Today, I'm joined by Gunny Chief. Henley Merrill is back from the West Coast, the best coast.
Hello, guys. Also known as Henley Merrill. Gamertag Gunner Chief. What's going on, guys? Or Jesus. What's going on, Jesus?
Hi. I'm good.
Hello.
I'm good. Ryan is not here today, ladies and gentlemen. He is gone. He's gone. He's been fired.
Out of here.
Out of here. No, hopefully he'll be back next week. He had something to do. I think he's playing video games or something. Hey, fuck you guys. I play video games. I want to do a podcast. So that's what he sounded like when he said it. So
we're trying to get him on the show. He's like, yeah, man, I'm beating the boss in Dead Cells. So we're like,
something stupid like that. So
whatever.
Whatever. I guess me and Gunny will do a show ourselves. If you want to follow us, you always can at Twitter at _HorribleGamers. Join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. It is a close group. So that means anything you post in the group is not visible by people outside the group, such as your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, etc. They won't be able to see your post in the group because they don't want to see you talk about video games all the time on your timeline. They won't see it. They won't see it. And now the group, the joining the podcast group has changed a little bit because I added more questions. Not hard questions either. So, yeah, if you're asking to join, it will ask you like, have you listened to the show? Something else and something else. How did you find out about this group or something like that, etc. Yeah, so join the group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community on Facebook. You can always email us feedback at horriblegamers.com if you want to get a hold of us that way. And yeah, let's go a quick shout out to our Patreons this month. Patreon.com/horriblegamers. Jonathan Hall, thank you. Alan Maybe, Joshua Wolf, Evan Tanaka, John Jerome, Adam Sunday, Clint Theo, Dirty Bites, Robbie Wheat, and David Snyder. Thank you guys for being Patreons of the Horrible Gamers. And David Snyder this month won the giveaway. Got a $15 Xbox gift card. Yeah.
Congrats, Dave.
So next month we'll be doing another one. We'll see who wins. That was a random pick. I didn't even pick the number. I think Jonathan Hall did when he was a guest.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so let's get into the show. Fowler and Twistix Breakout is the intro song, and Broke for Free is the outro song. It's called Night Owl. If you want,
I like the Night Owl.
The Night Owl is a good song. Anyways, let's get into what we've been playing this week, Gunny. Lots of video games we got to talk about. So, yeah, I played more of that Bomber Crew game, dude. I reached the point where the game is really, really hard. Like, really, really hard. Where almost
how far?
Every mission,
like, is it levels?
Well, no, there's like... So the campaign is set up where you're doing like a bunch of side missions that are like really low risk or medium risk. So they're kind of just sitting there and they're just missions that are pretty easy. You're doing them to grind out levels and money and shit to get better experience, better reputation, and more unlocks for your plane. But, you know, you can only do so many of those before you start getting bored. So what I did was I went and did the first critical mission, which I was able to beat pretty easily. It was like destroy V1 rockets or something like that. I did that. I was able to beat that pretty easily. And then I did the second critical mission, which I was able to beat. And then, so now my plane is pretty upgraded. I got it to the point where it has like level 4 stuff on it. So it has like a level 4 engine, level 4 fuselage, armored fuselage, and it has a bunch of guns, a bunch of things. So I did. The other day I went and I was like, you know what? My plane is pretty leveled up. I'm going to go do the third critical mission. And it said like high risk. There's an ace in the area. Go do it. So I went to it and I started off fine. We were flying over there. We were doing good. Everything was fine. All my guys are pretty high level. Like, because the only people that I've ever lost was this one girl. She was my, the bomber. She was like the person on the front of the plane. And we had lost like a wheel, like the landing gear. So when we crash landed on the runway, she was in the front of the plane, like where the bomber thing is. And it kind of blew up her, like the nose of the plane. So she died on the crash landing. So she's the only person that I had ever lost out of my crew. Everybody else is kind of the original members of the plane.
Reminds me of a movie I saw.
They're all really high-level people. And, like, my bomber's even a high-level person because he came in on the second mission that we had. And so, really good people I have on my plane. And we went to this mission, and everything was going fine until we got to the objective, and we had to go low on the ground to bomb the place or take pictures of it or something. And there was flak everywhere, dude. They had like anti-air guns everywhere, man. Like my plane could not fly without getting hit. It just couldn't. So we're getting shot up from the ground. And then like there's a new kind of enemy that pops up when you get later into the game. And what they like to do is they like to fly either above you or underneath you. So if you don't have a gunner on the bottom gun of your plane, you won't be able to shoot at them. And so you have to constantly be switching your gunners or somebody off of, like, you got to get the engineer down there to shoot the bottom gun. Because you got to have somebody in the front of the plane to drop the bombs. So, like, these fucking planes will come up underneath you and they'll start shooting up at you from underneath. And they can shoot through the plane and hit your guy that's on the top gun and kill him. So they did that. So, like, we did the mission, right? We're trying to escape. We took the pictures and we blew up the base or whatever we're supposed to blow up. So I told the pilot, go to high altitude. We're escaping, right?
Right.
And I have this ability now where I can call for backup, where like these fighter planes take off from our base and they come help us for like a few minutes to try to take down some of the fighters. They're not that good, but they're a good distraction for us to get away. And we're trying so hard, dude. We're like halfway back to base. And, like, the first thing that happens that was, like, I knew that we were going to fail was one of my engines catches fire. So I'm trying to put that out. And then my gunner in the back of the plane dies. So he went down. So now I have to send somebody to revive him. So I'm doing that. And then what happened was, instead of my guy reviving him, he went to go heal somebody that walked by him when I clicked on him. Instead of going to the guy that was down, he went to heal the guy that was walking by him. So like the dude that was down was still down, so he wasn't shooting the gun. So I'm like, oh fuck, you know. And then like all of a sudden my electrical system went down, and then my oxygen system went down, and then like another engine went down. And then my
system critical.
And then like my other gunner dies. Who else died? My pilot died. My pilot went down. He got killed.
That's essential.
And the pilot is like the most important guy, because if he's off the wheel, the plane starts nosediving. Like it just starts going down. So like all of a sudden my pilot went down, right? I have like 3 or 4 people that are dead in my plane. I have like 2 guys that are still alive. And like when my pilot went down, the plane is on fire. Like it's all smoky. The engine, like the oxygen is down. It's complete system failure. The plane is like Swiss cheese, dude. We're getting destroyed. I'm trying to get somebody to go up to revive the pilot, and like all of a sudden the plane's just boom. It's just fucking. You just see it like nosediving towards the ground, like at full fucking speed, man. And like it just breaks apart, dude. Like one of the wings flew off. It's just like done, dude. We were so dead, and like. I had to quit. I could not let it save the state where it was at. I had to scrub that. I like real quick went and quit the game so it wouldn't save. Hopefully it didn't save it. I don't know if it did or not. I don't know if it was that quick.
Well, even if it did save it, or no, even if it did save it and you watched your plane just go down in flames, Can you just go? Is there an option like right at that end to just say restart from beginning or checkpoint?
No,
Or,
it's permadeath, dude. If your people die on a mission, they're dead.
oh,
So like what happens was if somebody dies, they don't die right away. They'll go down for like there'll be a timer on them. It'll be like a 2-minute timer. So you have 2 minutes to use either a doctor, like there's because you have abilities. Each person on the plane has an ability. So like the gunner, like his main ability is being a gunner, but he can also be like an engineer as a secondary ability, or he can be a medic as a secondary ability, or he could be like a pilot secondary ability. So that means like if he's a secondary ability as a pilot, that means if your pilot goes down, you can send him to be the pilot because that's his second ability. Or if he's a medic, he can go and revive people without using a med kit, or he can heal people without using a med kit. But when somebody goes down, you must use a med kit, which there's a limited amount of those fucking things on the plane. And you can put like up to 9 of them on the plane, but if you put up to 9 of them on the plane, you won't have any parachutes if you ever need them, and you won't have any fire extinguishers if you ever need them.
ooh.
So, yeah, it's kind of like, like a trade-off. Do you want to have an extinguisher on the plane or do you not? Do you want to have parachutes on the plane or do you not? I mean, you know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah. Definitely. It sounds
you gotta balance
balanced.
everything out. And so when they go down and you're trying to go revive them, the problem is that your people can only move so fast on the plane. And if the plane starts nosediving, or if your pilot starts doing like crazy maneuvers to get away, like say your guy's walking towards the back of the plane and the plane starts nosediving, the guy that's walking towards the back of the plane, all of a sudden he'll start sliding back towards the front of the plane because the plane is obviously pointed down, right?
some gravity going on there. Yeah.
Yeah, so he like
good.
falls on his knees and he's trying to grab onto the chairs. He's trying to like not slide down towards the front of the plane. And then yeah, you have a timer, dude. But if you're able to land the plane while the person is down, like let's say the person went down and you're able to go towards the base and land the plane before they die, they won't die. They'll get revived by the medics at the base. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a hard game, dude. It's really hard. And I'm not even like halfway through the game, I don't think. And it's that hard. I'm like, I don't get it, man, because all my guys are leveled up. My plane, I'm telling you, it's like I feel like my plane is pretty high level for how far I am into the game. Yet they're throwing enemies that are so hard for me to attack and fight and kill that it's hard, man. I'm having a hard freaking time. And so many things can go wrong, man. They can shoot off your wing. They can shoot they could catch your plane on fire. It sucks.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a good strategy to
It's so
keep
hard.
you coming back to play this.
And it's not for everybody. Like Ryan said last week, the game, it's hard. Like, it's not for everybody. And it takes a little bit to get used to the controls. But once you're used to the controls, like, I can maneuver the plane pretty good. Like, I can move around between all the characters and kind of command them to do things. But it does get sometimes where, like, it's frustrating. It's like, oh, man, like, that last mission, I'm telling you, man, when my plane went, I had to turn off my Xbox. I was like, I can't take that stress again. That's like a level.
Right.
That's like a level of stress. That's like, it's like you just don't want to lose anybody. But then like one guy dies or he's down, and you think you're gonna be able to revive him when all of a sudden your guy starts healing somebody else, and you're like, no, I want you to heal him. I want you to heal the other guy, and now you're like, fuck, and then your pilot dies, and then your navigator dies, and then your radio person dies, and then your gunner in the back dies, and everybody's dead. There's 2 people left alive, and the plane is nosediving, and the cabin's on fire.
Yeah, right. It's parachute time.
Everything is on fire, dude. And it's like, you can either bail out and hopefully be able to rescue this guy, or maybe you're never going to be able to rescue them. You never know. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because your people can bail out of the plane. You can command everybody to bail out. The problem is when they bail out, that means the next mission you play, you have to recruit new people. You have to recruit privates. And privates do not have the same abilities. Like, for example, a level 1 radio person cannot have the same abilities as a level 10 radio person. Because the level 10 radio person can call in like the backup airplanes. They can auto-tag the enemies. and they can like do different abilities, whereas the level 1 person, he only does the level 1 stuff, like the basic shit. So like you really want to have the higher level people on the plane because they're so helpful compared to like the level 1s.
Yeah, this sounds like a great game. I have it downloaded. I just haven't had a chance to play it.
You should check it out, man. I think you would really, really like it. I mean, yeah, you would like it.
I like system management
You would
games.
like it more than Ryan because you like City Skylines, you like State of Decay, and games like that. And Ryan really doesn't. Ryan only likes Dead Cells. So, yeah. I think
That's a hard game. Or it can be hard, yeah.
Anyways, that's a game that I played this week. What else? What have you been playing, Gunny? Tell me. Talk to me.
Yeah, but speaking of State of Decay 2, that's what I've been playing.
No.
I'm still grinding away on my first, well, not my first playthrough, but the one that I'm determined to actually finish. And yeah, just still in like my second base that I really, really enjoy. And I actually decided the other day, I'm like, I'm just going to go kill some plague hearts. So and I'm not using the 50 cal. I think I just brought like a couple, what are they called? Soda can bombs or soda bombs. And like, there's different kinds of shit you can use, and then I just use like my other pistol or rifle or whatever I had to, just continue shooting at it. But you know how like if you shoot at it a few times and then like a whole bunch of those plague zombies will come out, there'll be like 20 of those things. So the first one I was able to take care of right away, but then that second time, man, it really kind of kicked my ass. But I was able to get it done.
I got a question for you. So I recently beat my third playthrough of State of Decay the other day. I was able to beat the Trader Legacy. Doing that, I went into my fourth game, which I'm going to try to do the Warlord, which is the last one I have to do to beat the game. Do you, all of a sudden, like I never bought the 4th of July DLC or whatever, but all of a sudden I'm seeing all these zombies dressed in Civil War clothes in my game.
Yes.
What the hell's up with that?
I think that was part of the DLC. Well, even though you don't have the DLC,
I don't have it.
I think it's just part of that Independence pack. Are you also seeing those Jeeps as well?
No, I'm only seeing the fat zombies with the stupid, like they look like the British people, the red coats, and then I'll see like the people wearing the blue American coats, and they'll come at me looking like Civil War soldiers and shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing in my game? I never bought the DLC, and I never played with anybody that owns it, so.
Right, those came out a few weeks ago as an update. So maybe that was just included in your game. Yeah, I thought it was part of the DLC. So if you're seeing it,
I thought it was part of the DLC too until like they just appeared in my last game that I'm playing. It's like the playthrough. I'm like, what the hell? And I never bought it. So
yeah, those came out. So I do see quite a few of those.
It's weird.
I like that they're wearing those white curly wigs.
Yeah, the big curly wigs, and all of a sudden I feel like the game is getting harder and harder for me the more I'm doing playthroughs. And I don't know if that's a design of the game or if that's somehow the way they programmed the game to make it harder for you every time you go and start a new game. Because now I started my 4th playthrough and like I'm seeing crazy zombies like right away. Like the first zombie I ran into in this playthrough, when you like start off and you're like, oh, we're out of gas. What do we do? Like, I start walking down the street, and there's a fucking screamer, like, right there. He was, like, right there in front of us. I'm like, wow. Like, he like, screamed right away, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this dude was right here. Like, you never really see those zombies right off the bat. And, like, I saw a screamer, and then on top of that, there was a juggernaut, like, at my base. And then there was, like, a freaking, I ran into a feral zombie already. And a ton of plague zombies, so I don't know what the hell is up with the game. Like, it's getting harder and harder, man.
It could be a glitch, but I would say, because you're almost doing that New Game Plus, right? In a sense, you are.
Well, in a sense,
because you're taking that.
I have one of the people that I have in this game. She's from my last playthrough, where she's the only one that's from another playthrough. The other 2 people are brand new people. And the only reason I brought her was because she has the fishing skill where, like, you can get 2 food a day. And that's why I brought her. But the other two people are brand new. They're like, they don't have much skills, if anything. They have like basic stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
But I think that's just part of the difficulty for the game.
It just makes it harder for you every time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you even said it yourself. Because after I killed 2 plague hearts, man, like some of those zombies were just coming at me like crazy, and they weren't even feral zombies. They were regular.
Yeah, they come at you like
zombies.
crazy, and they have like all these fatter zombies now. Where like before, I don't remember seeing any of those guys, and now there's a ton of those guys.
The fat ones are like they're not the
those
come out of the plague hearts, right? But you'll see them around the world. But yeah, they'll just swarm you.
So I don't know what the fuck's going on there, man. I'm hoping that I know I could beat the playthrough, but I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe that's part of the difficulty. They just want to they want you to it's like, hey man, you need to be extra careful, or
and what's weird,
and if you're not, then you're gonna die.
And you know what's weird? This is my 4th playthrough, and I still haven't played on one of the maps.
You haven't? You've been on the same map every time?
I've been on the same 2 maps the last 4 times. So I think it's Meager Valley, the one with the baseball field and the river going through the middle.
Yes.
I've played on that one twice now, and this is my 2nd time playing on it. And then the first one was the one with the big container fort thing. The big base is the container base. And that's the other one.
There's Drucker County, that's where I'm at right now. It's got the hospital.
It's the foothills. The foothills is the one that I was at. And then, not Drucker County, but Meager Valley. I need to go to Drucker County, so I'm wondering, I want to start a new game, but I don't want to delete any of my communities.
Oh, no. I mean? You're kind of stuck between the 3, huh, that you have, yeah.
So, like, I can upgrade my computer, my base, or whatever, to, like, scan for a new location. The problem is when you move to a new location, they put you in a stupid tent, like, in the edge of the map. And you have, like, no cars or nothing, so you have to, like, run everywhere to get to the first base.
Yeah, well, part of the update, from what Derek Blaze, who talks about on his podcast, is how you always will start off with a new base.
Oh, so now they're actually going to put you like on the basic house base or whatever on the next
Yes.
Okay,
you literally will start out, and it'll be they start you, I think it's walking distance, like the way I started in Drucker County.
Yeah.
It was literally walking distance.
As long as I'm close enough to it, because I remember last time I switched maps, dude, and I went into Meager Valley, and I was on the edge of the map, and like the closest base to me was far, man. And then when I got, like, going down the street, I ran into like 2 ferals, a juggernaut, and a screamer. Like, right Jeez. As soon as I started, like, the map. And I'm like, so, like, when I ran into the feral, I just ran back towards all my people that were on that tent. And they all started shooting at him, and they killed him. But then the juggernaut started coming up the street, the screamer started coming up the street, the other feral started coming up the street, and all these zombies were coming up the street. So I just stood there with my people shooting our guns at these zombies left and right. Oh, man, it was fucking crazy, dude. I mean...
Yeah, that can be tough, but that's part of there's a lot of good things from the updates over the last several weeks, is you start off with a free base, which I want to say is in with walking distance. The other good one is remember how you free yourself if you get stuck?
Yeah, the get stuck option.
You can now do that with a vehicle.
Oh, really? So there's been a few times where I got my vehicle stuck, dude. Like I lost I think a couple of trucks that way.
So check this out. So I was in a truck and I got caught on barbed wire. I think I was at the police station. I was meeting a random trader. Mm-hmm. A random trader for you guys. That's where you trade items.
Yeah.
He has some pretty good stuff, he or she. And man, I found a taxi behind the building, and I went to the taxi, and I'm like trying to ram my truck to get it off the barbed wire, like blockade.
Yeah.
For like 10 minutes, I'm over there, right? And I'm like, man, it's getting dark. I need to get back to my base. Finally, I get that thing undone, and then I go over and I listen to Derek's podcast, and it's like, oh yeah, you just unstuck yourself just by staying in the vehicle. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just saved myself like 15 minutes. But because I noticed if you get sideways, I noticed when Derek was streaming State of Decay 2 was like, I noticed you can actually, there was a prompt for you to flip your vehicle over. I was like, what? So yeah, good updates.
I noticed when the vehicles flip over, they're pretty easy to flip back over. But there was one time where I went in front of this house where I think there was a plague heart in there or something. So I went to go destroy it. And what I did was I drove my truck through a fence, and I drove over a pile of dead zombies that they were like in a ditch.
Oh yes,
And my truck clipped into the ditch, and it wouldn't get out. It was stuck. It was just stuck. And I'm driving this big ass pickup truck, and I can't get it out of the ditch. So I ended up like running all the way back home, which was across the map.
Running for like 30 minutes because
and being chased by like zombies. The good thing that like my people are all at that point, they were all pretty high levels, and I carry big guns on my people sometimes. Like always, if I'm running out there alone, and if I have the bullets for it, I'll carry a 50 cal sniper rifle, dude, because that thing will take anything out with like a few shots.
One shot. Yeah.
Like the fucking juggernauts, you can shoot him in the head. I think if you shoot him in the head, I think it's twice or 3 times, they end up going down on their knees.
Yes.
And as soon as they're on their knees, you can shoot them in the head again, and it blows up their head. So, like, you can shoot it from a distance. You know what I mean? And the juggernauts are pretty stupid. They're pretty dumb zombies. They're just walking circles, like in a stupid pattern, and they're really slow unless they're charging at you. So, you can take them out pretty easily with a sniper rifle. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely...
And then I'll carry like a side pistol with me, because every one of my characters I always like to equip them with like the 8-slot backpack, nothing less. I don't care.
Correct.
So
yeah, I have everybody with an 8. I think I've got maybe a one that has a 7. But anytime I see any kind of backpacks with 6s, I just leave it. I don't
just throw
bother.
them away, or I grab them to sell them. I'll sell them to like traders.
Yes. Do that too. So
just for like the 10 influence they give you, like whatever.
Right, you're not getting much out of it. It's just getting out of your inventory. But yeah, so I'm doing pretty good with like as far as the base, like upgrading my, what do I have? It's the workshop, and then but it's called something else, but it acts as a workshop, which is kind of cool because it that's where I can upgrade all my. Like anything that has to do with the guns and destroy gun parts and more storage for my guns, things like that, which is separate from the other storage. So it's kind of a cool thing as well. I just can't think of what it's called right now. You can also, there's some crafting and stuff as well, basic crafting for shelving and other doodads. But I like the way my base is set up right now.
I know what you're talking about. You have the warlord leader, right?
No, I've got the builder. It's the guy with the he has the sniper tower. Well, I was able to build the sniper tower with him.
That's weird. Then I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because I know the warlord, he can create like an ammo tent or something like that, where you can make any kind of ammo and upgrade any weapon or whatever. You can make suppressors for weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I think anybody can do that. Like make suppressors and things like that. But yeah, maybe it just is the workshop. It's not the mechanics.
Not ammo though. I mean, I'm talking about this tent that this guy can make. It can make any kind of bullet, like any bullet. You can make the 50 cal bullets, the grenade bullets, the grenades or whatever, the grenade launcher grenades, the 40 mil.
Right, and that could be
everything, like 22 bullets, 38 bullets. Anything.
Oh, okay. So you don't need a mod for it, is what you're saying?
No, it just works. And then on top of that, you can put a mod on it to make something else. You can also make vehicle upgrades or whatever,
Yeah, man, so many different things in this game.
Yeah, the game is fun, man. The game is good, and I like it. It looks so much better now. They did I think they did a texture update or something, because the game looks really good.
Yes. Now. I agree. It used to be all yellow and just kind of weird looking, and
it used to be more less crisp looking, and now playing it, the people look really good, and the environments look really well done. They look way better than on launch. So I'm thinking that in these recent updates, they've been updating the textures and stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They look really good, and the game it's fun, man. If you really like a game that's about managing, surviving the zombie apocalypse, etc., then I suggest you check this game out and try it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not a game where you're just managing people so much. I would say it's more about your base, right? Because you could always find new people. There's always other survivors that you can find, but you want to find the ones that, have the skills you want, and then you can give them extra skills to do, and then you can play as those people, on the fly. So, yeah, I love this game. I love the first one. So
yeah, so did I. I really enjoyed the first one. I mean, yeah, I was a big fan of the first one. I could never get into the the military DLC. I remember I played that a few times.
Me neither.
And the problem was that DLC was really hard. They made it kind of impossible to beat.
You know what? I agree, because I went into it. Because I've still got my 360 hooked up, but I went over there and I'm like, let me just play this, right? Just boom, just started it. I died within like 5 minutes.
They make it so hard because they give you the option of either following the orders that the military is giving you or denying following the orders. But if you deny following the orders, they stop giving you supplies. And now you have to go find supplies on your own. But if you keep following the orders, your people have a higher chance of dying.
It's too scripted, I think.
So, like, what the fuck do you do, right? Like, you can either follow it or not follow them, but, if you follow them, your chances are you're going to die, most likely. And if you don't follow them, chances are you're going to die because you don't have enough supplies to survive and you have to go scavenge more.
Yeah, and I didn't find that fun, just having a laundry list of things I needed to do.
Yeah, go rescue this person, go rescue this, go capture this base, go look at this house, go find this. It's like, damn, this is kind of...
You're just a fetch boy, at that point, so...
Yeah. I mean, they could have done so much more interesting stuff with that DLC. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and then there was like a third one, but I think just the base vanilla game of the OG State of Decay was awesome.
Yeah.
Same with this one, and you get your different perks with this Independence Pack with different weapons and vehicles, which I love the Burninator. It's basically just like a Toyota pickup truck.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And it's got flames that come out the side, but if you use those flames, it's going to take up fuel in your vehicle. But it's fast.
One car that I've finally found, that I recently found in my last playthrough right now, was the race car. It's called like the Racer.
Oh, I saw that. I did see it.
Little Mazda. It's like a Mazda or something, like a little Mazda Miata type looking car. That thing is fucking fast, dude. It hauls ass. Like, it goes so fast. I'm like, holy crap.
It's kind of far away from my base, so I never drove it because when I parked my truck, I was like, oh, what's this? I got into it.
The only bad part is that I'm used to having like the big ass pickup cargo van that has like 10 slots.
Yeah.
And this thing only has 4. So like I'm used to carrying a lot more stuff on me. And it's really hard because I want to loot everything, but I can't because my person can only carry 8 items. And the car only carries like 4 things. And I have to carry fuel all the time. So it's
maybe you could take that car and, have it upgraded for extra slots. Something to think about. But I haven't found... Literally, I think I found a mod in this playthrough to update, or not so much upgrade my cars, but it was like an update for... like something to do with upgrading your vehicles, but it wasn't an actual ability. So yeah, it's just weird, this playthrough. Just maybe it's the algorithm, but I haven't found any vehicle upgrades. Kind of sucks that I can do to my vehicles. But you know what? I'm perfectly fine with it, just driving around with the vehicles that I have. I don't feel like I need to have those upgrades.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough of State of Decay 2. What else did you play?
All right. Enough of State of Decay 2. Fuck, God. So I played more Battlefield 1. Road to Battlefield 5 is still going on Battlefield 1, if you're interested in playing that. So you're going to get, like, free DLC, free dog tags, gun camos for your guns in Battlefield 5, gun camos for Battlefield 1 guns, and just stuff like that. I mean, the game is okay. There still seems to be an issue with the game where parties are making the game crash. So yeah.
Yeah, and forget about in-game parties. Those are kind of wonky as well. Like, when you're in the squad. Like, I can only hear the guys half the time when I'm in a squad with them, which kind of sucks. So, outside of, like, Xbox Live parties. Yeah.
Anyways, Battlefield 1, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is another game that we've been playing a lot.
We did play that yesterday.
Played it Saturday, played it yesterday. Probably gonna play it tonight. Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefield 2.
I know, it's the same thing.
The game is so much fun, dude. And last night I was playing a new mode that I never played before. Was the it's like 2v2 duels, but it's kind of weird because it's you gotta win 3 matches, and there could be up to 6 matches if there's a bunch of ties or whatever. But what happens is one side or like 2 players will play as the rebel side, and the other 2 players are going to play as the dark side or whatever, the good versus evil. And you get to pick characters from those people, but you're playing only as heroes. So like one side will have like Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, Emperor Palpatine, and the other side will have like Rey, Yoda, Luke Skywalker, all those people. But say like me and Sandra were playing, so me and Sandra, we started off and I picked like Yoda and he picked I forget who the fuck he picked. Some kind of Jedi. I think Luke Skywalker. And then the other people, they picked Boba Fett and Darth Vader or something like that. So we go over there. We kill Darth Vader like right away. We destroy him. We like tag team him and we destroy the fuck out of him. And then we Boba Fett is like running away from us. He's like jumping up in the air with his jetpack trying to avoid us. And we finally get him to like the edge of the map and he jumps out of the map, kind of. Like he's not like glitching or anything, but he's like outside the safe zone. So like he has a timer to get back into the game or whatever, and he died out there.
Right. Oh, geez.
What we didn't know was when you won the match, those people that you played as are unavailable now. So now
you have to pick new ones.
Luke Skywalker and Yoda are off the list, so now we only have like 8 people left to pick from. But since they lost and they didn't win, they can still pick Darth Vader and Boba Fett.
Oh no!
So we start the next match, and I'm like fucking, I'm like Leia Organa, and like I think David Sander was like Han Solo, and then here comes fucking Darth Vader and Boba Fett. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How the hell are they the same people again? And Snyder was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So then,
kind of unfair second chance.
Yeah, it kind of gives you like a second chance, but it's really unfair because like I think the best strategy to win that mode is to throw away your first match. So the second match and the third and the fourth match, you have more people to choose from than the other people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, say I play as Luke Skywalker for the first match and I just throw away the match. I let them kill me. It's okay because if they had a Jedi when they killed me, that means they won't have that Jedi the next round, and I'll still have Luke Skywalker the next round. So it's kind of unfair to win the first match. You know what I mean? So we destroyed the guys in the first 2 matches, but by the time the third match came around, like they had all their Jedi still, man, and all we had was like 2 people with guns.
Damn.
I think I had like Lando Calrissian and fucking Snyder had Finn from the last movie. So like we're 2 dudes with guns and these fucking Jedis are rushing at us. Like they had like Kylo Ren and like some other dude and they were like running at us like super fast and like blocking all our bullets. It sucked, dude. And every time they did the same thing. The second time we played the same people, they did the same exact strategy. They threw away the first match or the first round so they can have more people than we did for the second and third rounds. And I think that's kind of unfair. I think the best way to do it is to just block out the people you use.
Yes, on both sides.
No matter if you win or lose, right? That way you don't have... Or just leave them all open for the whole time, you know? Like,
oh, right. Yeah, that would be even better. Like, they're just...
yeah.
Not developers, but they're just thinking, oh, we don't want any sore losers. We want people to have fun. Well, but that's still not very much fun if everybody's throwing away the first match.
Yeah, if everybody just throws away the first match and then they outnumber you all of a sudden because of whatever fucking reason. But yeah, anyways, I got my heavy class to level 35 now, so I got the purple cards for him. I got the purple cards for my assault class. I've been working on my officer and my sniper class specialist, so I got them up to like level 20 something now. And yeah, man, the game is good. It's so much fun. I think the community is really rallying around this game now.
Yeah,
I've seen more and more people buying the game. I think like Eric just bought it. Brink, I think he just bought it too. I'm not sure 100%.
It was
No,
super cheap this week,
I don't
right?
think. I don't think he bought it, but he really should have because it was like $9, dude. I mean, really, like
Yeah, can't beat
that's
that.
nothing, dude. Like, yeah, the game you can't beat that. That's a good price. And yeah, last night we also played the Ewok hunt mode where you're hiding in the forest from the Ewoks. That shit's fun, dude. That's so much fun. And
Sweet.
yeah, so Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I had a good time. We played Saturday, but I didn't care for that map. That it was. Remember during the beta, they had the. It was like that outdoorsy daytime map where, well, whatever mode we were playing Saturday, where it just had the big ship that was like coming down the middle of the street, and the enemy were like the robots, what have you. It was just too open for me. I just couldn't find. I was so frustrated by that.
And you're playing as a clone army or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I just was so frustrated because I didn't. There was like 2 points of where you go to pick up the RPGs
or whatever.
Yeah,
and you have to launch them.
I just had no idea what I was doing, so I was just coming up with you guys. I'm like, hey guys, just hanging out. You know,
It's frustrating sometimes when people don't
walk up there, die. Walk up there, die.
When I get frustrated is when people don't play the objective. When they're playing Call of Duty, when they're just trying to get the kills, and I'm like, dude, we gotta blow up that thing. That's how we're gonna win. You know what I mean? Like, and nobody's trying to do it. Like, I'm the only one going for the objective. And I'll keep dying, and I'll keep dying, and I'll keep dying because I'm the only one running towards that objective. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I get frustrated, dude. I really get mad. I'm like,
oh, I bet. Yeah, I could definitely see that in that mode because obviously we're in a party chat, and I wouldn't have known until you said it. And I'm like, oh, is that okay? I didn't know what those dots were on the screen.
What I hate is when people ask me, well, where's the objective? I'm like, dude, the big ass blue marker on your screen that says attack or defend or pick up. Like, that's what you gotta do. Like, the big ass marker on your screen, man. Like, just go there.
There's 2 of them.
Shit, yeah. Just go there. Run towards that thing. You'll get there eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I had a good time.
For sure. What else have you been playing, Gunny?
I played a game actually this morning with my son's friend. He called me this morning on Discord, and so then I'm like, he goes, "Hey, you want to play some Battle Royale?" I was like, I said I think I have PlayerUnknown's on the PC. If it's available, I can see if I can play it. No, this is a browser game on the Google browser. I was like, oh, it's a free to play. It's one of these. It's called Survive.io. It's a top-down battle royale game, and so I was like, okay, this is cool. So then it was like me and my son and like 2 other of his friends went in and played it. And I don't think the matches are like too long, but it was definitely mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of cool. Like, you come in and like the what do you call it? The red part will actually like start closing in on you,
Mm-hmm.
and just like in Battle Royale. So I was like, all right, who's got bandages? All right, give me those. All right, here's a shotgun. All right, here's ammo.
But it didn't. Game?
Yeah, it was actually kind of fun.
Okay.
So, if anybody's ever played any of those like Snake IO games or whatever, it's kind of like that. But
yeah,
you can play it single player with teams. Yeah. So, yeah, it was cool, man. Got my ump, man. I was tearing dudes up with it. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. Free to play.
Nice.
Yeah. I did play one other game called Yoku's Island. Remember, I've been playing this.
Ryan's been talking about it forever now. Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about it last week, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've been kind of hitting this game like on the weekend. So, I just been progressing further. Now that I'm like opening up the map and stuff, I'm getting that SteamWorld Dig 2 kind of vibe with pinball. Because I'm like, no wonder I like this game so much, because it is like in that SteamWorld way of things. So, yeah, just finding new areas and talking to new people that help you along the way to progress further. But just love the way that this game is. And then I got to thinking, like, man, I want to play Pinball Effects, So I played like hour and a half of Yoku's, then went over and played Pinball Effects 3 the rest of the day, and ended up playing the I'm trying to think of what tables I played on there. Man, it'll come to me in a minute. What's the latest movie with the dinosaurs called? Jurassic Park. Thank you. Couldn't think of what it was called. Like the pack. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, I played all those tables and went through. I like the first one a lot.
Yeah.
That one's a ton of fun.
All right.
But yeah, I didn't really get any high scores. So working my way up there, Ryan. I'll get there eventually. So.
All right. Well. One more game that I've been playing this week, guys and girls. I've been playing Doom. Thanks to Game Pass. Love Game Pass. Thanks to Xbox. So Doom, it's on my rotation now. Been playing
Doom 2016.
Yeah,
that's what I call
the original Doom is on there too, I think.
And that was like I don't know just how that ended up on the Xbox, but maybe Ryan downloaded it. But I think somehow just the OG Doom was on Xbox as well, and it was free on PC.
Yeah.
So I saw my kid playing it. So.
So yeah, Doom is cool, man. I don't know what the hype was about that game. That it's the best game ever. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I guess I don't know.
Trying to think of what the Doom was that was out before it.
I mean, I remember you telling me that the game is great. Ryan told me the game is great. Brink and Iams told me the game is great. I'm like, I'm playing it and I'm thinking to myself, like, this game is okay. I mean,
no, I think after you play it for a few hours, you'll really get into it.
I mean, I beat the first 2 missions, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely beat the first one when you get to the satellite and then you activate it and then it tells you like, oh, something is jammed or something. Then you got to go to the next, more inside the base or whatever.
Yeah, and I understand it's like a lot of the same thing, but that's the whole fun of it, is just killing those creatures, man.
It reminds me of Wolfenstein, but only like if Wolfenstein had like zombies coming, or like Nazis coming out of everywhere all the time.
Yeah, and just keep moving. That's one thing
that you do. Pull out your shotgun, shoot the big guy. Pull out the pistol, shoot the little guys. Pull out your shotgun, load up, charge up the big shot, and shoot the big guy. And then the bigger guy is gonna come out now. He jumps down. You got to shoot him now.
Yeah, don't stand over here for too long.
You just ran around the corner, and now there's like 10 more guys around the corner. Shoot them. It's like, okay. I like the fact, I mean, I think it's pretty funny how the dude reacts to all the stupid computers. They're like, warning, and he just punches them, like, fuck you, bitch, let me in, and he'll just punch the computer, and like the door will open. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Or he'll cut the hand off of one of the people there and just slap it right on the button.
Slap it on the button.
There you go.
Like a bloody ass hand. Or like, so all that stuff is pretty cool. I mean, but the game is okay. It's not the greatest game ever made. I mean, I definitely played funner games. I think Wolfenstein is a better game than the Doom game, personally. And I've played both of the Wolfensteins.
Yeah, well, that's got a story to it, right?
I think it's just better. Yeah, because I think the story
and a damn good
the
story
characters, the story, the characters make it funner. I mean, Doom, there's really no characters. Your guy has no voice, and the only people that are talking to you is that one guy on the computer is like, I need you to trust me. I know what we're doing. And then the crazy ass lady that's releasing all the zombies or whatever, like the crazy lady that thinks that the demons are her people.
You're gonna die. That's what she says, right?
Like I ran into her. I think it's the first time you run into her when she's like in that little room and she's like unleashing all the demons or whatever. And the guy's like, oh, like she's locked you out. Now you got to go and destroy like some kind of turbine or something. So like that's where I'm headed next. But I mean, the game looks good though. It's in 4K. It looks. Really,
and I think what they really nailed too is like within their sandbox things of how you're not parkouring, but you're kind of platforming in some ways.
You are a lot, and it's really well done because there's always a green light where you got to jump to. If you notice it, there's always a little green light where you got to jump towards. Always, it's always there.
And if you get stuck, it's not like too far to where the next thing is. You have to go press or what have you. But there are some of the maps that are like a little bit larger where you're like, okay, wait, now I'm at the bottom of this thing, but there's like molten lava like steel, molten steel, or don't jump in there.
I fell into the
you gotta
lava
go
one
back.
time because I missed the jump by like a little bit because it's kind of tricky sometimes where you gotta like measure how far you can jump. And I jumped and I fell into a lava, and the dude did the Terminator thumbs up while he's going down. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
But it's cool still just getting in there and just, like in an area like I just talked about, you just want to explore more of it. And, is there any hidden secrets?
I explored the fuck out of it, like, and I felt like I was getting bored.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've been here like 15
You know what
times.
I'm talking about then. That
I've been here 15 fucking times. Where the hell am I supposed to go? And like the map that they give you in the game isn't a good map at all. Like the 3D stupid map. Like I pulled that up.
Not. I have no idea how to read that.
I pulled that fucking thing up and I'm like, okay, there's like 5 different levels on here. And I'm on this level. How do I get to that level? And it doesn't tell you. It just shows you the level, but it doesn't show you like a staircase or anything. It's just like, oh, there's something up there. You might want to go up there, but we're not going to tell you how to get up there. Like at all. Good luck. And then I'll climb up to like a different level, and then I pull up the map again, and like, it won't even show me the level that I was going towards. It shows me like a whole different thing.
Yeah, well, I can tell you after that area.
I've been in this same area. I didn't move areas. I just went up one level, and now you're not showing me the thing that I wanted to come up here to get. So it's a really stupidly done map. It's a dumb map.
I don't know. I like that map. For some reason, I enjoyed that.
Fuck the Doom map. The Doom map is the worst fucking map they did in that fucking game. It's the worst thing ever in that game.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I did. I got lost too, and I did get a little frustrated, but I was able to find a way. I just thought it was beautiful. A beautiful map, just the way it was done. I think that's what kept me going back.
Fuck that map. No, you know what? I don't like the game anymore. I'm going to uninstall.
No. Listen. Check it out. So after that,
I'm done. I'm done.
Where you go after that are a lot smaller areas. Okay, so once you get through there, I think it's smooth sailing as far as like you're not going to get lost. So I think once you get to the top of this tower thing, you're golden. So again, I'm like right near the end, but yeah, beautiful game, man, for sure.
Yeah. What else? What else have I played? I played that, and that's it. Really?
Yeah, I don't think I played anything else.
No, I haven't played The Witcher, and I need to go back to The Witcher.
Anything on the Steam machines? I didn't play anything on Steam.
No, nothing on Steam.
I got some new stuff on Amazon Prime, just some indie games, but I don't think I played any of them.
Oh, let me talk about a game that I found on my phone. Let me talk to you about this game, Gunny. Let me talk to you about this game.
I want to hear about this mobile game, man. Tell me. Where do I download it?
So it's called Polytopia. It's like a game like Civilization almost, but it's a very simplified Civilization game. It's free. And it's pretty much building a civilization. Just check it out. It's interesting. If you like Civilization and those types of games, the strategy kind of games, I recommend you check out Polytopia. It's available on your iPhone. I'm pretty sure it's available on Android. And maybe other things. Maybe on your PC somewhere. I wouldn't doubt it. It's a cool little game. It's not hard. It's very simple, but it can get hard if you make it hard.
Is this the Battle of Polytopia?
No, it's just called Polytopia, I think.
Okay, because it's right next to Sid Meier's Civ 4 in the App Store on iOS.
Yeah, then it's probably it probably is that. I don't know, man. Don't ask questions.
Damn it. The Battle of Polytopia is a turn-based strategic adventure. It's a game about ruling the world, fighting evil, AI traps, discovering new land, and mastering new technologies. Beat your friends in online battles and compete on the global high score list. It's got a 4.7. It's pretty good. Out of 5.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, moving on now. Dude, wait, hold on. I gotta talk about a game that I played too this week. For Honor.
Oh yeah, it's also on Game Pass. Right?
I remember For Honor came out on Game Pass. I've owned it since launch, but coming out on Game Pass, David Snyder was talking a lot of shit. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna whoop Jesus. I could be anybody in this game. Jesus, I'll beat you in this game." So yesterday, I downloaded the game, and I went on 1v1 versus David Snyder, and I beat him.
Yeah!
And I streamed it, so people can see that I beat him. Mixer.com/Jesus Walks a Lot. Go watch that. So I'll say I whooped his ass the first round. Like, I straight beat him the first round. And the second round, he straight whooped my ass. Like, he just rushed me and tackled me and did all... Because he was playing the game before me. And even though I played the game before, this was like the first time me playing it in like 6 months or more, dude. So... I haven't played it in forever, and he like rushed me, and he like knew most of the moves, how to tackle me and stuff, and so he beat me there. Third round, I beat him, and then he came back to beat me one more time, and then finally I beat him in the last round. That was the round to win. I was the one who beat him. It was best 3 out of 5.
Cool.
It was interesting, dude. I want to play more of that game now. Now that more people own it, I think it'll be fun to get in there with friends and like just mess around and try to get good at the game again. Because I was really good when the game first came out, man.
Yeah, and it had like I don't know if I bought it or... Because I wasn't game sharing at the time. I may have bought the game, but I didn't care for it really. And I know Jonathan Hall was giving me a hard time about... Because I was like, I don't like this game, but... You know what? I'll give it another chance.
The game is good, dude. The game it's fun. And now they've done like a bunch of updates to it. Like, as I launched it, like probably like 6 different screens came up. Like, check out this new feature we have. Oh, and by the way, check out these new characters. Oh, and also this new season just started. Oh, and this other thing just happened. And like, oh, thank you for coming back. We're going to give you this for coming back. It's like, holy crap, dude. How much things are you guys doing? And like... Yeah, it's completely revamped, I think. And now they have dedicated servers that they run on. Before it used to be player connections, like you would connect to a host player.
Right.
Now it's on dedicated servers, so I'm hoping that the combat feels better and it's more fair. Because before, a lot of times it used to happen where the team was losing and their host would quit. So the match would end. And it counted as a loss for everybody.
Right.
So
and this is by Ubisoft, right?
Yeah, of course, Ubisoft.
Yeah, so they support their games. That's why I'm gonna give it another chance.
And I played more Wildlands with David Snyder, Leo, Mirza, Stephen Connor, and some other dude. Oh, and Eric also. Yesterday we were playing Wildlands for a bit. We were playing 3 versus 3. We were killing each other, talking shit to each other. It was fun. Fun game. That game looks so good, dude.
It does.
It's fucking crazy.
It's like one of the best looking games on my Xbox.
Yeah,
sure.
It is. It just is up there, dude, with all the other ones. I mean, with like Star Wars Battlefront, it's up there with that. Star Wars Battlefront looks incredible. In other news, let's get done with video games. Let's take a break real quick, Gunny.
Let's do it.
Go get some water. Use the restrooms and machines and whatnot, and get ready for the news. We'll be back.
Uploading transmission. Uploading transmission. Uploading transmission. I demand you call me horrible robot. Horrible. I am the machine, the unstoppable machine. Horrible. I am the machine, the unstoppable machine. Horrible. You are not horrible at all, I am more horrible than you. I am the machine, the unstoppable machine. You are not horrible at all, I am more horrible than you. Upload at 50%. Horrible. I am the machine, the unstoppable machine. Fight me, you stupid gamers. I dare you. I'm evil robot. You are not horrible at all, I am more horrible than you. I demand you call me horrible robot, and now go to my Patreon over at patreon.com/horriblegamers. That's right, support me because I demand it. You will listen to me, or else I will get you. I am the machine, the unstoppable machine.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, from the break. Hopefully you enjoyed that break there. Anyways, let's get into some news. News time! Fox News reports the following. The WhatsApp MOMO suicide game has now infiltrated Minecraft. Yep, that's right. So MOMO, it's a WhatsApp suicide game linked to the death of at least one teen, and has appeared in Minecraft now, apparently. So, yeah.
Yikes. Oh my gosh, this hideous thing is so big on my screen.
It's ugly, huh? Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so apparently, now the people are seeing like ads for MOMO on YouTube and other places as well. And it looks pretty trippy, man. It looks like a weird bird creature, half person, half bird.
It's got a, what do you call it? Like I want to say the Joker smile without the makeup. And
yeah, the Joker smile without the makeup. It has like no eyelids and the Michael Jackson nose.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I saw this. I want to say I saw this last week. No, like literally 2 weeks ago. And maybe we did an article on this, but I didn't quite understand. Yeah, we did an article on something else, and now this is showing up in Minecraft. This is nuts. Before it was a...
So let's talk about this real quick. So apparently in Argentina, police are currently investigating the suicide of a 12-year-old girl in the town of Ingeniero Maschwitz near Buenos Aires in Argentina. They expect to be linked to MOMO. They suspect that it's linked to MOMO. Another one, a lady said that her daughter in Texas apparently started talking about MOMO. And how weird she looked. So, anyways, apparently the girl filmed a video on her phone shortly before she died. Yeah, so this is confusing. So, like, they're linking things about Texas and Argentina at the same time here. So, apparently, in Argentina, the girl who killed herself filmed a video before she died. So before she took her own life, she filmed a video. And police in Argentina are now suspecting that she took her life because someone told her to. That's part of the Blue Whale Challenge, which is the MOMO Challenge.
Right. That's what we talked about
and now
last week.
They're investigating an unidentified 18-year-old teenager believed to have been in contact with the girl. So they said the phone has been hacked to find footage and WhatsApp chats. And now the alleged adolescent with whom she exchanged those messages with is being sought out. So, yeah. Apparently in Europe, authorities have also started an information campaign to warn young people and parents about MOMO. So there's ads and flyers and posters being put up in Europe about MOMO. And apparently it's not being really talked about here in the United States until recently. But apparently they're just trying to warn people about this MOMO. We talked about this the other week where,
yes,
you know, some people were believed to have taken their life in, where was it, Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just keep an eye on your kids and who they're chatting with and who and why they're chatting with those people, etc. I mean, it could happen at any time.
Yeah, I don't know if you read this part, Jesus, but it said the comparisons with Blue Whale are chilling. Blue Whale is a horrifying social media phenomenon where youngsters encouraged to undertake horrific daily tasks, including self-harming, watching horror films, and waking up at unusual hours.
So Blue Whale is kind of linked to the MOMO. They're both linked, I think. Blue Whale is what it's really called. It's called the Blue Whale. When you get the Blue Whale Challenge, that's what you're doing. You're following the orders that you're being told by somebody on the internet, usually on WhatsApp. They're telling you what to do every day, all the time. So they're saying like, hey, send me a picture of yourself naked before 20 minutes is up. Or Momo, which is the character that I showed you the picture of, is going to come get you in your sleep. So kids are doing that. They'll send like a nude to these people, right? And they'll be like, all right, next thing you gotta do is steal from your parents' wallet the credit card they have and send us the numbers. And now they have two things they can use on the kid, right? Like instead of like, if the kid's like, fuck you, I don't believe in Momo anymore. We're like, oh, we got your pictures and we know that you stole your card from your parents, so we're gonna tell your parents. So the kids are like, oh fuck, like, oh shit, and then they keep doing what they're told until ultimately they get enough things on the kid to tell them to kill themselves. You know what I mean?
Right. Crazy. Yeah, that kids are the most vulnerable for this thing to happen.
Yeah, it's horrible, man. So I mean, don't let your kids chat with people online. Pretty much is the whole point of the game. Or I mean, the whole point of the story here is to not let your kids chat with people online. It's fucking horrible, man.
Monitor them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think a great example is an article we had a few weeks back with the girl who was playing Roblox, and the mom caught her with kids doing a modded sexual act in that game, and she was outraged by this. That not so much at the game, right? Because it's not the game's fault. It was whoever was, modding or doing these terrible things in the game. And shout out to the mom for monitoring her daughter's game time and what she was doing in the game, who she might have been talking to, or which she wasn't. But still, watch your kids, folks.
Yeah, it happens. In other news, Tencent shares fell in Hong Kong after Chinese regulators stopped them from selling the video game Monster Hunter World on its distribution platform, WeGame. Apparently, they were going to sell WeGame they were going to sell Monster Hunter on WeGame, but China blocked them because its contents did not meet regulatory requirements. So, I mean, apparently there was something in the game that the Chinese government didn't like. So, like, fuck you, we're not going to put that in our country. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
They're just like dinosaur-style monsters. I don't get it.
Well, there could be some kind of messaging in there or something that the government didn't like. It could be like literally one line that they didn't like.
Yeah.
But apparently Tencent added that players who have already bought the game can get a full refund in 5 business days if they apply for it by August 20th. Beyond that date, they can continue to play the game, but there will be no guarantees that the game will continue to be available over time. So they did sell the game to people, but the game was blocked, so they gotta stop selling the game, and then the game might completely be removed from the servers whenever they get a chance. Good times. In other news, Germany is putting the Nazi back in Germany. This is what the news machine wrote here. So Germany is now going to lift the total ban on Nazi symbols in video games. So in Germany, they've been banning the Nazi symbol, which is the swastika, and like that shit forever now. They've been banning it since like after the war. You're not allowed to put swastikas anywhere or like fly a Nazi flag or any of that shit over there.
Right.
And games like Wolfenstein and Call of Duty games and Medal of Honor games and all those games, when they made World War II games, they could not have the Nazi symbol, so they had to switch up the flag or the symbol, make it look a little bit different. You cannot have the swastika on there. But apparently now that will change. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Man, that's... Oh, so they would switch them out. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought they were like banning the games altogether.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, why not? It's a part of history, right? So, okay. So, a part of history. The games are not like reenactments of the history.
Well, I say that the reason you cannot use it to like promote hate. They're still gonna ban your ass if you do it that way.
Yeah.
But
and there's a lot of...
They say if the game has an artistic reason to use the swastika, then they will allow it. But if there's no reason for the swastika to be in the game, then they're not going to let you use it. So pretty much they're saying, look, if you're making a game about World War II and you're fighting Nazis and you're trying to make them represent their flag or their base or whatever by having a swastika on there, sure, use it. It makes sense, right? They were fucking Nazis. You're fighting them. Whatever. Makes sense. But if you're making a game about, like, teddy bears and there's a fucking swastika in the background, like, what the fuck's the point of that? You know, there's no point in that.
Yeah.
They also said, like, shaving Hitler's mustache. Like, I mean, if you're trying to make a character look like Hitler, sure, you can have his mustache. You know, like, if you're making Hitler in the game, I guess. So, yeah.
Yeah, like, definitely there's, like, even rules that I've heard streamers talk about even on Twitch, and I'm sure the same way as for Mixer as well, you know, where we have those gray lines, even though this is not really a gray line, but just talking about how, you know, just don't put out shitty content or, you know, on, like you said, on hate, you know?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, exactly. I get it.
And yeah, I mean, this is a move coming out of Germany recently, which is kind of crazy. I mean, they've been doing it since, it says here since the 90s, they've been banning symbols of Nazis. And the recent game that released over there that was like people really noticed the differences were, of course, Wolfenstein, where there's a lot of Nazis wearing the Nazi patches and the flags. They had to use like a triangle looking symbol instead of the swastika, which looks kind of weird. And then Hitler, in that one level, Hitler didn't have a mustache. He was just shaven, like clean shaven. It looked kind of funny. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's on a case-by-case basis. Could give us a rating procedure if it's artistic or dramatic use is justified. I like that. To kind of relax a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not, people?
And other news, let's see here. Let's move on here to more news.
Oh, I like this plain one.
So the plain one is kind of interesting. I mean, this happened last week in Washington, Seattle, Washington.
No, this is the... Okay, I'm sorry.
Some person hijacked... Well, he didn't hijack. He stole a plane from Seattle Airport, flew it around, crashed it, and killed himself. Made a big deal here in Oregon because, of course, Oregon had to, like, send jet planes to intercept them. And it was on live TV, and this dude was talking about how he learned how to fly airplanes in a video game. And now pilots are making a big deal out of it because they're like, how the fuck did you learn how to fly a plane in a video game? And now everybody's freaked out that, like, anybody can learn how to fly a plane in a video game. Which, I mean, there's fucking flying simulators. Like, of course you can learn how to fly a plane with the flying simulator. You can probably learn how to fly a plane with a video game if you're playing, like, Flight Sim and you have the sticks. I'm pretty sure you can learn how to fly a plane.
Yeah. It says here in the article, yet aviation instructors, pilots, and safety experts suspect that he had some sort of training, whether from flight simulator games or some form of lessons.
I'm thinking he probably played some fucking Microsoft's fucking Flight Sim or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is not surprising, dude. That's how a lot of pilots...
It kind of shows you, right?
That's how a lot of pilots learn how to fly planes. They use simulators a lot, dude. You know? Of course. That's what they do. So there's that. No big deal. I mean, pretty much the big deal is that they're figuring out how to do it. It is totally a sad ending. I feel bad for the dude. Yeah. I really do, because I listened to the conversations he had with the tower, and it was sad, man. The dude was depressed. He was going through some shit. Apparently he snapped and just stole the plane and decided to kill himself because he didn't. He knew he couldn't land it. He told the tower, he's like, I'm not going to be able to land this shit, because they were telling him, yeah, you should fly over to this military base and just land the plane. And he's like, fuck you. He's like, I'm not going to do that, because if I try to do that, I'm going to crash into some buildings and hurt some people. And he's like, I don't want to do that. So he didn't. And whatever, man. It's sad, but I don't even want to talk about that because it's too much sad stuff for today's news. Let's move here to other news. Xbox One news, guys. I have Xbox One news for you. Right now, you can save $300 on an Xbox One X with a new GameStop deal. So pretty much for a limited time, you can get up to $300 towards a new Xbox One X when you trade in select systems let's talk about those systems. If you trade in a PS4 Pro, you get a full $300 towards the purchase of an Xbox One X. Meanwhile, a PlayStation 4 Standard Edition, Xbox One S, or Nintendo Switch will get you $250 towards the Xbox One X. And lastly, an OG Xbox One X, that big square blocky thing, that VCR looking thing.
Yes.
It'll actually get you $200 towards the Xbox One X.
Man, I can get $200 right now for an X. Oh, and I got the Switch too. Why not? Let's go buy a new X.
If you trade in the Switch and the OG, you can pay $50.
$50 for an X, man. I might do that. Well, I need another 4K TV for living room.
This limited time offer will end in 11 days on August 28th. So if you're looking to make the jump to the world's most powerful console, do it now, people.
But wait, Jesus. I don't have this article in front of me. So where can I do this?
GameStop. I told you from the beginning.
Damn it. I don't listen, do I?
Dude, you don't never listen, Gunny. God, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with you, man. You need to learn how to fucking listen. Jesus. But yeah, there's that for that. Let's move on to more news, because I don't want to read this. This is sad news here, man. There's a new PlayStation 4 coming out. The PlayStation 4 500 million edition. They sold 500 million consoles across all their platforms, like the PS1, PS2, and the PS4. It looks cool. It's the blue see-through color. And it looks cool, I guess. Whatever. Has a 2 terabyte hard drive. It'll be $500. Be limited edition, so it's only going to be like so many of them made. Because it's cool. PlayStation. In other news...
Hey, Jesus, I have a question for you. I saw it on Twitter.
Whatever.
What would you like to see next for the PS4 special edition console?
Nothing. Dude, I don't care. Like, what do you mean? What would I like to see next?
I don't know. Maybe a Madden or a FIFA one.
Nope.
I mean, because we did God of War. We've got Spider-Man, which the Spider-Man's pretty cool.
They're all kind of lame. The only cool one that they have so far is the white Destiny one, because it's actually all white.
That is cool, but
the Spider-Man one is kind of lame. Looking at it now, because it's only a sticker on there. I thought it was like an actual painted on there. The spider
it's not painted on?
No, it's a sticker.
No, but it looks like it covers the whole console, though.
No, but if you can rip off that spider, and it'll be just a red PlayStation 4 Pro.
Oh, okay.
It's like the Star Wars ones, where you could rip off the stickers, and it'll just be a black, standard-looking PlayStation.
Never mind.
So that's kind of lame. The blue one is cool because it's see-through, and it's actually see-through, but I mean, it's going to be $500, so...
Yeah, it looks like the controllers...
You can pay $500 for an Xbox One X and get a better performing console. Maybe less games or less interesting games. But you'll get a better performing console than the Pro. 2 terabyte hard drive is neat, though. At least they're throwing that in there for you. That
is good, yeah. But that's what a Xbox One regular could get you, too, for the same price.
$500? Why would you pay that for that, though?
Yeah,
I would never buy an Xbox One original or an Xbox One S for $500. You're fucking crazy if you're doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
Why would anybody do that? Cheaper. If you have an Xbox One, if you could buy an Xbox One X for the same price, why would anybody do that? That makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Even if you have a 4K
bundles. TV. They do have bundles. Like I know Costco.
What kind of
bundles? Whatever with an Elite.
They give you a fucking TV with that. I'm not paying $500 for an Xbox One S. You can buy those things for $200, dude.
Yeah. Right, so maybe the theme one may not be the best, even if it comes with one game, it's still like, is that the game you're going to play? You might get the game actually cheaper.
A fucking game is, Madden? I could buy Madden for $20 now, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they go on the resale list pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's not worth it. That blue PlayStation looks interesting, though, because it is limited edition. They're only going to make so many of them, and I'm pretty sure, like, in a few years, those things will be worth more than $500 if you just keep it in the box, nice, neat, and wrapped. Put it in a plastic bag so no dust gets on it.
Then you can sell it new.
Hide it somewhere for the next 10 years and don't use it. So if you have $500 to throw away, that's a good investment for you guys.
Then you can put it on eBay. Yeah, long-term investment.
There's a big disclaimer. I'm not an investor. Do not listen to my investing.
Everybody's doing that right now.
If you lose money due to what I just said, do not blame me for it. That's just a disclaimer.
If you're listening to this podcast 10 years from now.
God of War producer has joined the Microsoft's The Initiative studio. So Microsoft, apparently Daryl Gallagher, the studio head of The Initiative, revealed that developers like Brian Westergaard, Annie Lohr, Blake Fisher, Christian Cantamessa, Daniel Newberger, and Lindsay McQueeney are now a part of the team at Microsoft's The Initiative. So these people have worked on different games such as God of War. They've also worked on Rise of the Tomb Raider. Some of them have worked on Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn. A lot of games that Sony is making. So pretty much Microsoft is just poaching all these people from like different places to come work at The Initiative.
Do you think it was a smart move for Microsoft to put a new studio in Santa Monica?
I think it's a good move that they're doing what they're doing. I think
there was a reason for it.
It's a good move because they can just steal all these people from the other studios that are next door. Like, oh, you're right there.
They're just standing in front of their doors.
How about
hey,
come work for us and we'll pay you a little bit more money than they're paying you.
Free food every day.
Yeah, we'll give you like a free lunch too. Come work for us.
Yeah.
We'll give you a right to work also. Like, just work for us, guys.
No moving costs because you live here.
Yeah, you live here, so whatever. And if you want to move closer, we'll still pay for that.
There's bonuses in it for you.
So it's very interesting that they're getting people from the Rise of the Tomb Raider teams, the Horizon Zero Dawn team, the Spider-Man team, the Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. So they're stealing people from Nintendo, from Sony, left and right, and from third-party publishers like Square Enix. I think it's very interesting, and I think it's pretty smart of them to do that. As far as to what they're going to work on, I don't think they have a plan yet. I think they're just trying to get like a team together. I don't think they have no clue what they're going to work on yet.
Yeah, but Westgard, he was the senior manager producer for God of War, Rise, and Tomb Raider. Wow, those are all heavy hitters right there.
Yeah, lots of these guys have worked on all kinds of games. So no one knows what they're actually going to be working on. And people are now saying that Microsoft might buy Obsidian. No one knows for sure.
I've been hearing rumors about that too on Twitter, and that kind of died down.
And they're saying that they might just be looking to acquire more studios. So you never know. They might not. They might just poach a bunch of people from other studios and say, fuck it, we're just going to build one big, massive studio with all these people. And hopefully get everybody working under the same roof and making great games. So we'll see what happens with that. And other news. See here, other news. That's it. That's all I have. That's all I have for news.
That's it.
I thought I was going to have
I didn't see anything else
interesting
this week.
news. Not really. Yeah. No, that's all I have. There's no PS4 news this week, really, guys and girls. There's no.
Did you see this one really quick? A coder fit a bootable CD and video game into a tweet.
No, I didn't see that.
Said a few weeks ago, a lock something, I can't read his last name, senior engineer at Square, set out to challenge himself. He put a bootable CD-ROM and retro video game inside a tweet. That's cool.
Cool, I guess. I mean, I didn't really want to read
280 characters, crafted code that creates a CD-ROM image, which could be booted up in a virtual machine or burned to a physical disk. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
In other news, I mean, PUBG has actually launched a new campaign called the Fix PUBG campaign.
I saw you tweet it. Well, Major Nelson tweeted out, hey, I went to PUBG Corp last week. And then he said, I'm going to talk about it on, his show or whatever that thing he does on Xbox, which I haven't even watched in probably 6 months. But then you tweeted out, or you tweeted back at him and said, does this game work now?
No, I said I hope they fixed it. So he said he was over at the PUBG Studios Bluehole in Korea. He was over there visiting them. He says he has news coming out pretty soon about something special they've been working on with him. So I'm either wondering one of few things. One, they bought Bluehole. Two, they bought PUBG as an exclusive for the Xbox One system. Or three, they're just going to help them fix the fucking game because they really need the fucking help. It's going to be one of those three things they have to come out with, right?
No, I would.
And if they bought Bluehole, that's awesome because at the same time, they can just say, "Fuck you, scrap that engine, stop using that piece of shit. That shit sucks."
Yeah,
here's
that is
a new
shit
engine from fucking Halo, or here's an engine from fucking Gears of War. Use this shit instead. Or if they bought the shit as an exclusive, they could be like, fuck it. All right, we're going to send a bunch of people over there from these other studios that are going to help you fix this shit because it's broken as hell, and we cannot have a broken-ass game on our system like this. So I wonder what's going to happen. We're not going to hear from that soon. I think he said sometime next week. We'll see what he says. I mean, it could be something stupid like,
I don't know.
The new map is coming out this week. Oh.
That was earlier in the week, but because I've been gone the last couple of days. But I did see a few tweets that did seem to make more sense. Well, I mean, somebody had said, oh, maybe they're going to come out with the team battles and also the 50 versus 50, which, again, these are all available on PC and have been for a while because it's ahead of Xbox, right, as far as optimization and, different modes and things like that. So, but I thought, I don't think Major Nelson would go all the way over there for just to announce those two things. But
no, I think they're going to probably announce either the new map,
and it'll be on Game Pass,
It could be that could be one big thing too.
They could cut a deal if they don't purchase them.
Yeah, I think that would be a good move for PUBG at this point to get on Game Pass to get more players in there, right? And get to fix. But anyways, the new Fix PUBG campaign has launched. They posted a new update here 20 hours ago. Got the hot fix for you guys on the Xbox community. They said for the Fix PUBG campaign, they're gonna have a public test server hotfix. So they're going to add the following. Dynamic weather. It says here, some of our players are reporting that they haven't had the chance to experience dynamic weather on the playtest server. We'll explain how the current system works below. When you first get into the match, the game will decide on the weather setting. Clear, sunset, or overcast. Overcast itself has the lowest probability of the three weather pools. It has a 15% chance roughly of being overcast. Says here, dynamic weather is included in the overcast setting, which starts off cloudy with the chance of fog, a 15% chance of fog actually, or a 15% chance of rain during the match. That means there's a 30% chance of dynamic weather on overcast. And also, they've heard other things about from the Xbox players. They like more clarity on how to fix PUBG with the Fix PUBG campaign. Says they're continually looking to improve the game for the Xbox players and are currently focused on getting the game into a more optimized state with stable frames per second all around on the road to 1.0. And they're also working hard to fix the desync issues. So there's that. I mean,
that's something they've been.
I guess I'm looking.
Working
I'm
on
the website right now. I'm on their website, thefixpubg.com. So let's look at the roadmap here. And they got a roadmap on here. Apparently it's like they're showing people what they're going to do. Wow. Okay. So is this for Xbox or for what? It's just for everything. So, yeah, I'm looking at the roadmap. And I'm looking out here. Xbox Road to 1.0. It says here, crash rate reduced. They've completed that. Critical moment performance, they've completed that, it says. It says, we optimize the performance of Xbox PUBG during certain critical gameplay moments. Multiple players falling into the same region, directly skydiving into a big city, zoning into a smaller area as the blue zone closes in, and various close-range combat situations. It says that optimized character movement, invisible characters and vehicles, invisible effects, free fall and parachute motions, vehicles, and level streaming for those critical moments. Reduce the network delay as well to enhance performance.
Yeah.
And they said, they quoted here, we are committed to bringing stable games to your Xbox console. Xbox Road to 1.0. I guess.
They're going to need it. When's the last time you played it?
A couple weeks ago, maybe. Okay. The game has been updated. Like I said, every time I play it, it seems to be running a little bit better. There is still certain issues there that are, sometimes run into a stupid little bug, or it's just something a little bit off.
We talked about this, me, you, and Ryan, and we may have even had a guest on at the time that when this semi started, the launch start, well, the early access launch started, and I don't know if it was you or Ryan or somebody was just saying how this is just going to be a broken mess for so long. And I think maybe it's just, because of its engine, which I would like to see that engine updated.
I think they really just need to scrap that engine, dude.
Because I believe that's what...
Think about if they moved to an engine that like another company had, man, like just like a Microsoft Studio had or something, you know what I mean? Like if they ran the Halo engine on there or just some other engine that wasn't that fucking...
Yeah, try
that
something
engine they're using
different.
right now. Because the one they're using right now, it's totally not working for them. It's just not doing it.
And, I think it's so much easier for them to be on PC and update the engine on there. I don't know. I just don't think a console's just... I'm going to have to go in the same boat with you guys. Just say it's not going to be, something could be fixed in a timely manner.
Yeah, it says here that apparently yesterday is when they did their first PUBG PC update for the fixed PUBG campaign. They added a new gun. So, I mean, yeah, they added a gun called the Barrel M762. It's a 7.62 ammunition gun. Pretty much it's like an AKM with like a bunch more attachments. They also added scooters. So you can you can now go around Sandhook with a scooter on the PC. And they said that they're gonna add more stuff to it. So I'm pretty sure like
Fortnite's over here with golf carts, why not?
They've added this to the PC this week. I'm pretty sure like they said the Xbox, the Sandhook map was gonna come in the summer. And summer's coming to an end here, right? Like when does summer end?
Soon.
When the fuck does summer end? August what? 20th, 21st?
Yeah, very soon.
So I'm thinking they're gonna have to release that Sandhook map to stay with their plans, like this week. Like just all of a sudden be like, it's out this weekend or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
We'll see what happens, man. I hope they just fix the game. It's horrible how they haven't been able to fix it.
Yeah, they're just throwing Band-Aids on it, right?
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. But yeah, it definitely looked a lot better since even the last time I played it, which was probably a month and a half ago.
Yeah, they said that the fixed PUBG campaign will go for 3 months. So they said in 3 months, they'll have the game fixed. I just don't know, man. I just don't.
See, because I think in order for my prediction to come true as far as this to be, for it to even come out of early access, right? Because that's when they would want to decide, or they would say, all right, this is on Game Pass, When it comes out, it'll be on Game Pass, but...
Yeah. It says here what they plan to do with the fixes are... So, like, for example, this last update came out yesterday for the PC, right? The one for the Sandhook map.
Right.
And that also introduced some bug fixes or whatever. But they apparently said that the version between the PC and the Xbox are going to have a 2 to 4 week gap. So
I would say longer.
Essentially, we should see this update for the Sandhook map come to the Xbox within the next 2 to 4 weeks, right?
So fall is when we're going to get the map, yeah.
And then they plan
Very
to
late summer.
They plan to add a new map in December, like that snow map or whatever. I wonder if they're going to add that by Christmas.
I haven't seen that.
We'll just see. I mean, it's fucking crazy. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this.
It's a slow burn, and I think it'll do well as far as still new people are joining every day, right? Their community is growing.
Yeah, there is.
But with Fortnite being out there, other people are flocking to that, and then you have PC players have a few other battle royale games that they like.
Think about Fortnite. We have in the fall here coming out Realm Royale. And then H1Z1 is now making this move onto consoles. You can sign up for that beta, by the way, over at H1Z1.
Oh, is it coming to Xbox?
It's coming to Xbox, dude. Yeah.
All right.
So, make sure you sign up for that beta because I signed up for it. Hopefully, I get into it. I wonder how good it'll run on the Xbox One. It ran pretty good on the PS4. And I think I'll enjoy it more on the Xbox. It's just that PS4 controller feels weird in my hands for shooting. I don't know. It's just weird. I think it'll feel good on the Xbox One.
Having an Elite for so long, for sure. Hey, speaking of betas, Jesus, DayZ is coming to Xbox. We all knew that was confirmed, and me and Jesus did sign up today for the Xbox One beta. You can do the same thing.
DayZ. Well, I thought that was H1Z1.
Well, no, this came out
DayZ?
yesterday. This came out yesterday. DayZ. It's if I could find that link to it. Okay, it's http://xbox.dayz.com.
Okay, so it's a DayZ. Okay, so DayZ.
And you need a Bohemia account.
Yeah,
which is free, and you just sign up, and they'll send you a confirmation email.
Yeah, so there's that.
It'll be a closed
lots
test.
Of games are coming this fall, man. That fucking Red Dead Redemption trailer looked good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that game. Lots of games this fall, and I'm a little nervous, dude. October, it's gonna be a little expensive.
It is, yeah.
Like,
I need to bust out the map. I was telling Ryan I need to break the my calendar, because I need to start writing these things down for
Call of Duty
Commander to say, look, this is how much I'm going to spend, how much I'm going to need.
Call of Duty is 60. Battlefield 5 is 60. It's 120. You got all these other games coming out in between. They're like Tomb Raider, another 60. It's fucking crazy.
And you know what else is coming out pretty soon? I'm somewhat excited for, because I'm a big Just Cause 2 fan, and 3 just kind of failed with with that engine that they're using, and so they have a new engine that they're using, and so Just Cause 4. I'm really looking forward to that. And also, I did pre-order. I know Wingman's going to be happy about this one. What is the name of it? It's from Sniper Elite, but I can't think of the name of the game that they're making. It's pretty much a Sniper Elite game by Roofing Games.
Strange Brigade.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
You know you're getting that, right, Jesus?
I'm not going to get that.
What?
I'm not
Dude.
gonna get that. No.
Zombie Army
It'll be
Trilogy?
on sale. It'll be on sale like in 3 months. I'm not gonna.
That's
get that.
true. That's true. It will be cheap at that time, but I gotta pay full price. I gotta play this day one.
I'm not. There's gonna be bugs in it. It's just I don't think it's gonna be that. I mean, it's gonna be good, but I don't think it's gonna be like a game that's worth for me spending full. How much is it? $60 at a full price game?
I'm sure it is. I'll look at it right now. Let's see.
I just can't. I can't, man. There's too many games coming out next month in September that, like Tomb Raider's coming out the 14th of September, dude. That's right there, man. You're gonna play Strange Brigade for 3 weeks and then play on Tomb Raider.
Right. No. It's gonna be $40 on Steam, $40, and it looks like the same price for PS4, and I'm sure Xbox will be the same. I just don't see it listed for Xbox here.
And in other news, I have one more piece of news here for you guys. So Shadow of the Tomb Raider, like I said, it's coming out September. So the team has talked about how they've used the power of the Xbox One X, the world's most powerful console on the market. And they said to ensure that Shadow of the Tomb Raider looked crisp and amazingly polished on the Xbox One X, we have worked incredibly hard to fully support HDR mode. We've revamped the entire pipeline to be HDR from the get-go. Realistic lights intensity calibration, HDR textures, and global illumination, energy conservation, whatever the fuck that means. Also, in the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, we offer 2 modes for players, high resolution and high frame rate mode. With the GPU power of the Xbox One X, we were able to get 4K at a constant 30 frames per second, and with CPU boost, we are targeting 60 frames per second with full HD 1080p in high frame rate mode. And other features they've added to the game is, if a player chooses to play in the high frame rate mode, they will enjoy the fluidity and reactivity of the controls and a seamless gameplay experience. But the audio immersion is perfect with Dolby Atmos, especially in the jungle areas which are dense with wildlife, like the locusts below and the birds above.
Ooh.
Spatial audio is best experienced with the home theater system. However, all players will still hear those effects and an overall increase in audio fidelity. So there's that. So they went with Dolby Atmos support and 4K and 1080p 60.
I like those two choices. I think it's good. I've seen a few games like that. I think it's a great way to do things, especially
what game did I switch recently to high performance that I've actually enjoyed it more than the 4K? I think it was No Man's Sky, actually. I switched that to high performance.
That one had the same.
I switched it to high performance over the 4K because, I mean, the 4K looked good, but for that art style, you can get away with doing 1080p with high performance mode, and it looks great. It looks fucking good. Like, it runs perfect. So, I really like it with the 1080p and 60 frames a second. I think it's 1080p. It might be 1440. But it runs way better than the 4K. The 4K, there's like some choppiness when you get into like crazy looking planets. So, yeah. So, there's that. That's all I have, really. This is for real this time. That's all I have for news, Gunny.
All right.
Time to
We're done with
move
the
on
news.
to community questions. Let's get to the questions.
We've got our first question from John Jerome. He wants to know, what is the worst car you have ever had to drive, and what was wrong with it?
I got a good story here. So, worst car I've ever had to drive was my first car. Actually, it was a... dude, I used to drive a... what was it? A Mercury? A Grand Marquis.
Oh my gosh, one of those big boats. Well, it wasn't too big, right? What year was it?
No, that thing was fucking huge, man. It was like a 1991
Tank?
or 1990. It was fucking big, dude. I could like making the turns on that fucking thing were a bitch.
You made the sounds when you made the turn.
Oh yeah, like the steering wheel would make a weird noise, and like the
power steering is like
the paint was chipping off the hood. It was ghetto, but the interior was nice. The interior of the car had no rips or anything. It was a pretty nice car on the inside. On the outside, it was pretty beat up. But I gotta say, it was probably the most comfortable car I've ever owned, despite being the worst I've ever drove. But it was my first car, and I loved it, man. You're always gonna love your first car, dude.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I remember one time I was going to pick up my girlfriend at the time. She became my wife later, but I was going to her house. Or actually, I was with her. We were driving to her house, and we're driving on like these like neighborhood roads. And you know, those cars are big, dude. The Grand Marquis are pretty wide.
Yeah, those things float, don't they?
They have like metal side mirrors on them. Like, you know, their side mirrors are like bolted on like metal fucking things.
Right, two big ass screws that hold it on. Yeah.
And I straight like drove by her friend's dad's car, and I fucking broke the side mirror of their car. Like, straight just fucking hit it with my side mirror. I didn't want to. I just didn't think it was gonna hit, or wasn't paying attention to it or something, and it just straight like hit their side mirror, and like their fucking side mirror went flying, dude. And mine just stood there like a champ, like nothing happened, dude.
This is American steel right here.
American made, fuck yeah. It like broke that fucking side mirror so badly. It was like a Honda or something stupid like that. And I was like, oh shit. And she was like, that's my friend's dad's car. I was like,
oh my gosh.
Oh, my bad.
Do I keep going?
I just kept driving. Fuck that. I just kept driving.
Hit run.
Oh man. That was fucking funny though, dude. Yeah, that happened a long time ago, probably like 9 years ago or something like that. That was crazy though. That was my first car.
What were you bumping, dude? What were you bumping in there?
Actually, I had a cool sound system in there. I had two 12-inch subwoofers in there, and that shit was loud. That thing would rattle the whole trunk, man. You could hear me coming from like 3 blocks away with my loud ass car, with my ghetto looking car with the badass sound system. It was pretty neat. I should have put some rims on it or something. It would have been even crazier. But I remember the worst thing.
On it. I got spinners.
One of the things that happened to me in that car, I got another story, was I went to a library to do something. I don't know what the fuck I was doing at the library, doing something.
selling drugs.
And as I was pulling into the library, there was a parking lot. There was like a little parking lot you have to pull into. And you know how like there was like a little like ramp type thing that you have to go up to get into the parking lot. And those cars, since they're so long, like the bottom sometimes will scrape.
Yeah.
On like a little bump or like a little hill like that. And of course, the bottom of my car scraped, and all I hear was this loud clink, like everything's breaking. And I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" And I get out of my car, and there's this dude walking up to me with like a big piece of my muffler.
Hey, does this belong to you?
This dude's walking up to me with like a big piece of my muffler. Like, dude, you're just shifting off your car.
Because those things are not like, those things are not like, literally you can hold it with one hand, in today's cars, right?
Shit, dude.
These things are like, a mile long.
I was fucking laughing, man. I was like, oh, my bad, dude. He's like, oh, it's fine, man. He's like, I don't know what the fuck. It just fell off of your car or something.
yeah. Like another car was there, right? Yeah. Dragging it over,
Oh man! And then I drove home and I had to rip off the rest of the muffler. I just drove without a muffler until the car broke down, which eventually it did. Eventually,
there's black smoke flying all over the place.
Well, where I live, in the county that I live in, we don't have to pass DEQ test or whatever. We're not required
the smog,
to.
yeah.
So yeah, we were cool. We don't have to pass a smog check, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Not like I was gonna invest $800 for a new muffler on that car. Anyways, fuck that. That car was old. But it finally broke down. Eventually, like a couple years after that, it was a champ, man. It broke down in like a little highway. It's just the engine just gave up. It's like, we're done. Boom. This is where I'm giving up.
You just get out, light a match, throw it in, and said...
Pretty much. I just got out, left it there, and it got towed and whatever. Just said, fuck it.
Just called 1-800-DONATE-A-CAR, right?
Pretty much.
Got a car sitting on the highway.
Yeah, the car sitting here. It belongs to nobody.
94.
Have fun. Left the title in the car. Whatever. Keep the car. We don't give a shit. Yeah, it was like done. The car was done. But then I had a new car anyway, so it was fine.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It's a good story. Good story. My Grand Marquis. That car was full. I gotta say, though, man, when you're floating in that thing in the highway, just cruising, going like 60, 55.
Has the bench seats?
Dude, you have the bench seats. You're so comfortable in that fucking thing. It's like, God. Cars nowadays don't have that, man. They just don't. They're not as comfortable. They don't have.
No,
like
they're
that.
not.
They don't have like that flowy, like almost air ride feeling. Like,
yes.
You know how like the big trucks have the air ride suspension or whatever. That's what it feels like.
I have that in my truck. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what it feels like in a Grand Marquis car. Like you're just like floating like in a cloud.
Yeah. I had a Dodge Duster. I don't know what year it was, but it was the Slant 6, and that had the bench seats, and it floated down the higheway. So like you had to like roll the windows down to stay awake and bump the music, right? Because they're so comfortable. You don't need a hotel room. You've got the seats, and then you would put the you can go to the automotive store and buy like the not the upholstery, but like the seat covers. You know, the plush seat covers?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Right? You'd just be like, you're asleep in a minute, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, you could totally fall asleep in those cars so fast. Like, oh man, this show's crazy. It was a good car. It treated me well and I got it for free. It was awesome.
Nice. I think I paid $200 for mine.
Nice.
For one of my former bosses. So, but yeah, like as far as the worst car, I think was it my second or my third car? I didn't have really any money. It was a hand-me-down for my mom. It was a Datsun B210, right? I know some people are laughing right now. They're like, I fucking had one of those. Because my dad had a Datsun B210X. He had like the sport version of those little cars. But it was like a 4-cylinder. And I remember just getting on the highway and going to work. And it was probably maybe 30 miles to work, but I would go through, it was like from Vallejo to Benicia, here in California. And then like going up this like little hill, man, just, and the car would just, you could just hear the cylinders just crying, just blah, 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 you know? And, you know, and I've got like everybody just passing me, you know, like 40 miles faster. And that was just, you know, cause it was like a 4-speed, I think, right? You know, and you're like in 4th or 5th gear, just trying to get up the hill, man. It was embarrassing. But I want to say also the on, I want to say it was, I don't think it was the car. It might have been the Duster that I had. We're just going down the road, and I kind of messed up the front end. So you know how like the tires are just kind of slanted to like, I think they're kind of inward or outward, right? Once you mess up the front end, and the front tire fell off of me on the highway. And yeah, that was fun. I never found that tire. The highway patrol pulled over like a few minutes later. He's like, "Seem to have lost a tire." I'm like, "Yeah." So he gave us a ride. He gave us a ride down, down to the bottom of off the off ramp. But oh my gosh.
One time I was driving my
just that car though.
My second car was a Lexus, and it was like a '95 Lexus or something. It was a nice looking car. It was a nice car, but I was making a left turn one time, and as I was making the left turn, the right wheel in the front, because it was a front wheel drive, the ball bearings just fell out. You know how like there's like bearings inside the fucking the fucking thing. I forget what it's called.
That's what makes the wheel turn.
Yeah, what makes the wheel turn? They all just fell out. So all of a sudden, my transmission just locked, because the transmission will lock up so it doesn't fuck up the transmission. So my transmission just locked up, and I'm making a left turn, dude. And like all of a sudden, my car just goes into neutral and it doesn't accelerate. It's just like, I'm like, what the fuck? So I end up pulling over on the side of the road there. And sure enough, like not even 2 minutes later, here's a highway patrol right behind me with his lights on. He's like, "Oh, what's going on here? You're in the middle of the road." I'm like, my fucking car broke down, dude. I'm here with my daughter, and like, it's the fucking middle of the daytime in rush hour. Like,
oh no,
fuck, it's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fucked up situation. He's like, well, if you want me to, I can. He's like, you have to move the car from the highway. We can't have it on here. Someone can crash into you. You have your kid in the car. He's like, how about I give you a push, and we push your car into like that Wendy's parking lot right there. So like he ended up pushing my car into the Wendy's parking lot. But one thing I have to say about this cop, dude, he was such a cool cop that he followed my rights all the way. Because not at any given point, he didn't ask me what my name was. He didn't ask me for my ID. He didn't ask me for fucking insurance. He didn't even run my plates. He didn't even ask me what the fuck my driver's license was. Nothing, dude. He was just like, "Oh, I'll just push you in here and I'll help you, if you need like me to call a tow truck or something." And at the time, I just called my father-in-law to come pick us up, and he called a tow truck for us. We got my car towed back to the house. But like, I gotta say, that cop, dude, like straight up, like it was the first time I've ever been around a cop that they don't ask for any information. They just help you.
Yeah. That's what they're there for. That's what they should be there for.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, wow, this cop. And I even told him, like, thank you, man. Like, you're an awesome dude. Like, and he was like, no, it's fine. He was like, I just want to help. I was like, all right, thank you, man. And I told him, like, honestly, thank you. You're big help. And, I was like, I'm just doing my job. Whatever. Have a good one. And it was
that was nice.
Crazy. It was super nice of him because he could have been like one of those cops that was like, "Oh, where's your driver's license? Or where's your fucking insurance? Where's your registration?
Do you own this vehicle?
Yeah. Is this your car?" Yeah. Like, he didn't even ask any of that. He just like, "Hey, what's going on? Can I get you out of the road? I need to help you. I'm trying to get you off the road so no one crashes into you." Like, super cool guy, man. I thought that was super neat. But yeah, that's a story that happened to me in my second car. The fucking bearings fell out, and I had to replace that part.
Hey, but speaking of that, Jesus, now that you had mentioned that, because I remember when I took that Duster and that front wheel fell off, and the tow truck driver was like, "You want me to go look for it or whatever? You think it's over there?" I'm like, "It might be. I'm kind of on foot. I'm not going to go over in the highway because it's kind of a little bit raised, and there's some dirt paths." And I'm like, "It's all right, man. I think it's just not safe to do so." But like, he was trying to figure out how to put the thing back together and everything. So I thought it was really nice of him, to try to help me out. He could tell I didn't really have money, so yeah. That's what was wrong with it, man. It was old.
But
beat up.
I mean, and it's always kind of weird how, like, you see people on the side of the road, and it's just help them, man. If you can help somebody, help them, because it's really embarrassing and it's shitty when you're the person stuck on the side of the road. Yeah,
man. For sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I've been in that situation before where, like, I'm stuck on the side of the road. And you don't know what those people are going through, like, you don't know if they're struggling with money or if not, even if they're not, like, just fucking help him, dude. It's sad. So I'm gonna start crying.
Man, we got some good people out there, good hearts. Anyway, man, before we get really into it, our next question, we've got a really good one. This is a real pick me up right here, and it's from Jonathan Hall, and he wants to know: is weed? He's talking about Mary Jane, right? Is that a performance enhancing drug?
No, it makes you more slow than anything, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think it really enhances you in any situation.
I think it's going to dehance.
I mean,
no.
wait, hold on. What if you're like in a sleeping competition?
Yeah, an eating competition, right?
Yeah, what if you're like one of those
Fritos,
people,
man?
Yeah, one of those people that like competitive eat like hot dogs and shit. Like, I wonder if they get super high before they get on stage. Like, just like in the back of the fucking stage, just hitting the bong. Like,
the guy who does the Nathan's hot dog challenge, yeah,
just straight up hitting a bong in the back of the stage. Like, fuck, we need to get on stage in 5 minutes.
I got the munchies, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I wonder. I guess in that situation, it could be an enhancing drug, but
right.
Or
there you
in
go.
a sleeping competition, it could be an enhancing
Eating competition, sports program, Jonathan.
But besides that, I don't think it'll enhance you in much else. We're not talking like meth. It'll probably enhance you in like speed and like alertness, right?
But wait, because he asked the second one about, I think, was it alcohol? If that was performance, but look at these musicians, right? Maybe they're they're probably on like some
other like on fucking
methamphetamines and
they're up for 3 hours, fucking 30 days straight.
That's how you make art, man.
Oh,
that's
bro,
how you can play music.
Imagining art. Oh, but
not for video games.
Weed is not a weed enhancing drug. It's not at all, Jonathan. I'm so sorry, dude.
Yeah. Maybe in other places. Other curricular activities. Anyway, next question from Christopher Dirty Bite Morrissey. He asks, who has played Dead Cells and what do you think? Sorry, Ryan is not here today to talk about Dead Cells. I haven't played it. I haven't had a lot of time to play games.
Who asked that?
I did play. Well, I played it back on the PC a while back, and I think it's a great game. It definitely get that Metroidvania, Castlevania style type game. You get that vibe for sure. So, and I really like Castlevania back on Shees. Is that back on on the NES or SNES was when I played that? It's been so long. And I did play it on the PS1. So, Castlevania. I haven't played any of the other titles in the last 10 years. But yeah, Dead Cells is actually an excellent game. I recommend it. I'm sure Ryan does too. It's all he ever talks about on this show, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, Dead Cells, we talked about it a lot last week, the week before that. From all accounts, that game is a good game. I mean, if you go to IGN's review that they put up a few weeks ago, it was a really good game. You know, straight copy of somebody else's review, but good game.
Hey, did you see also that the guy, he made a YouTube video? I didn't watch the video.
I totally watched it, dude.
No, what did you think?
So he didn't even apologize to Boomstick Gaming. He was just like, I take full responsibility for what happened, and for Boomstick, I just wish you the best, and you're an awesome dude. Like, he didn't even say like, I'm sorry for stealing your shit.
Yes, he's a douche.
Or like anything like that. And then he goes on to say what he did, research he did, that's what he called it, research, influences his opinions on a game. But I'm thinking to myself, if I'm reviewing a game, right, and even when I give recommendations on the show about games, I hate listening to other podcasts that talk about the same game or read news or reviews of other people that look at the same things that I do, because in a way it'll sometimes it does influence the way I'll look at the game, or it might change how I think about the game, right? For example, Dead Cells. If I play now, after listening to Ryan talk about it, listening to other reviewers talk about it, I might be a little bit hyped for it, right? And if I give my impressions about it, I might be more hyped than if I would have played it 5 months ago on preview or whatever. So I tend to not try to do that. When I get review codes, I tend to just play the game try to go into it with an open mind and hopefully enjoy the game. It hasn't been that way for all the games that I've played and review. But this dude tries to say that like every reviewer and journalist out there does this, that they look at other people's content and research. And that's just not true. Because I don't do it all the time. I know probably Ryan doesn't do it all the time. I know lots of people who review shit, they probably don't do it all the time. I mean, you know, if you listen to TXL and those guys, when they play some games, they don't, you know, there's games that I never even heard about that Wingman will play, and then he'll be like, that game sucks. You know, and then I'll play it,
I don't
and then
know.
maybe I'll enjoy it, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, that dude was completely wrong, you know? Like, that game doesn't suck, you know? And I don't know.
And I'm sure, you know, and I'm sure it's been the flip side too, right? Where, let's say it's an IGN reviewer, just using an IGN reviewer, for example, you know, puts out a nice review and, oh, it's a 9.5. And
then you play the game and you're like, this fucking sucks. What the fuck are they thinking?
But then you've got somebody else on YouTube who has like 10 followers that sounds just like the IGN reviewer, you know, or something, just trying to get those numbers up. But, you know, I don't think you're right. I don't think it does go on all the time.
As much as they think it does.
With IGN reviewers, you know.
No, not at all. And
researching other reviews. I'm sure they go to look at the other scores and stuff, but I don't
even know about that, dude. I
think they got to be very, very, very careful when
you have to be, man, because
you know, choosing a score.
You don't want to steal somebody else's review or somebody else's point of view. Or, I mean, you can have the same point of view as somebody, but you don't want to steal their words straight up, like steal their fucking words.
Yeah, that was just straight
That's
up.
That's what this dude did. He's
even if you feel the same exact way as that person, like that's not your own.
Just make your own opinion. Pretty much a review is an opinion. That's why I don't ever write reviews. I never written one because I like to talk about it in the podcast. I like to discuss the shit that I play. And every time I ask for a review code, I get denied sometimes because people want me to write a review. There's sites that have like, they've told me like, because you do not write reviews, we're not going to send you a code. And I'm like, well, fuck you then, because I don't want your review code then. I'll just buy the game if I want to play it, or I'll get it some other fucking way. I'm not going to fucking beg you for it, and I'm not going to write a review because you're telling me I need to write something. You know what I mean? If you're going to send me, I always tell people when they ask for like, leave a comment for the publisher or whatever, like for the review code. And I'll be like, I want this review code so I can talk about it on my podcast and discuss it with my co-host for a recommendation for our listeners. And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, go ahead, talk about it on your podcast, enjoy, you know, and they'll send me a fucking code. And then sometimes they're so bad that I don't want to talk about them. For example, what was that game? European... the fuck's it called?
Fishing?
No, European Battlefield Assault.
Oh, I remember you
4,
played that.
Or something like that. Euro Battle Assault 4 or something.
Was it a game you played that was not very good? That was kind of a Battlefield clone?
No, it's like it's a real-time strategy. It's top down and you're commanding forces. It's called like European Assault.
It's like a Hearts of War.
European Assault 4 or something. It just came out on Xbox like in June or July. Okay. And I got a review code. And I got it like, I've had it for weeks now, for months. And I do not want to play that game. I literally turned it on. The main menu was shit. The music was shit. The narrator was shit. And like... and as soon as I got your
review right here?
Yes, this is my review. As soon as I got to that screen,
here it is.
I was like, this is bad. This is bad. But I was like, you know what? Sometimes menus are stupid and the game is fun. So I launched the game. I played the tutorial, and I was saying to myself, this is really bad. Like this game, you know, I'm used to playing strategy games like City Skylines, Surviving Mars, Civilization Revolution, and those games were pretty good optimized for the controller. They have a lot of like functions that, you know, you definitely need a mouse and keyboard for, but they work well on a controller. They still work, right? In this game, it seems like they just didn't give a fuck. They were just like, oh, just make it work. Just fucking make people click through a bunch of menus to get to a command or something. And it's just so badly done that I cannot recommend that game for anybody to buy. I just can't. Like if we had a numbering on our fucking review scores, this game would get a 1. Like that's how low it would get. You know what I mean? It's a bad game. It was just not fun, not interesting. The missions were very bland and stupid. Like Like they were based off of apparently they were based off of real World War II missions, but I'm like, this is boring. This is not even fun, like at all. Not even interesting. It's not fun, and the way they present it, it's just not good. The game is bad. I don't, and honestly, I haven't seen anybody play it on the Xbox on my friends list. Not one person. Sometimes I'll get a bad a review code for something that's kind of shitty, and I'll see a few people on my friends list playing it.
Right.
But this, I've never seen anyone play it on my friends list. It's called like European Assault 4 or something.
I've never.
It came out in July or June or something. It was so bad. It was so bad, dude. I can't recommend.
You know, we all see those games. There's even some on Game Pass where I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going to download that. But because we all have our own taste.
But this Philip dude, yeah, he ended up saying that, and then on top of what he said after all that, he was like, "Oh, and Jason Schreier, I think from Kotaku, he was like, I challenge you to go find more stuff if you think I'm a fucking liar or whatever. I challenge you to go find more stuff that I copied." And he fucked up there because Kotaku accepted the challenge.
Okay.
And they found more stuff that he copied.
Yeah, here it is. Boom. Here's the video.
Apparently,
proof. Here's the written proof.
Before he worked for IGN, this guy was a YouTuber. So they apparently went and found like a review he did on FIFA. And apparently he stole the FIFA review from somebody who worked at Nintendo Life. The website Nintendo Life, they wrote a review for FIFA, and this dude stole like lines from that review, like straight up, same word for word.
You know what that tells me? They'll find more. They're gonna find more.
And on top of that, I read another thing where I forget
He's got a pattern.
No, listen, I read another review that was, I forget what the game was, but he stole what somebody posted on NeoGAF. It was like an opinion this person posted on NeoGAF about the game. And this guy made a video on YouTube about that game, and he just pretty much read word for word. He didn't even change one word in the whole thing. He read exactly what that person wrote on NeoGAF. He read that on his video, like word for word.
Okay.
Like,
yep.
He didn't even like change one word or like maybe even like moved one sentence up or whatever. Like it was just word for word the same exact written thing that person wrote, and it was for, I forget what fucking game it was, but it was like wow, like how the fuck do you do that, dude? You know,
you're not going to get ahead cheating that way.
So I think this dude pretty much ended up screwing up his career in journalism forever. If he would have came out and he would have said like, look, I'm sorry, I was trying to meet a deadline. I was stressed out. I thought that, you know, maybe researching this, you know, I subconsciously I copied this person's review. I'm sorry. You know, I apologize. I want to apologize to the people that listened to me, whatever the fuck, you know. And he would have said, I'm sorry. And he would have just left for like 6 months and came back on YouTube. He would have been fine, dude. He would have been okay. He would have been able to like maybe start YouTube up again and start doing videos and maybe get a job somewhere else or whatever. But now that he came out here and didn't apologize and challenged Kotaku to find more shit on him, and then the internet on top of that found more shit on him.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, really, man? Really? You should have just apologized and shut up. But you didn't.
Yeah, I think he just kind of buried himself more. You should just...
It's bad. It's
terrible.
But whatever. I mean, IGN hopefully will get the respect that they deserve from.
Yeah, they're I don't know who's reviewing it right now. I forgot who it was.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird that we're going to get a second score out of it. It's going to be, this will be the first that I've ever heard of it. So
what I wonder is if they're ever going to put any of his old stuff back up there, because they ended up taking out all this shit. Everything he's ever worked on, from his podcast to his reviews on anything else, or opinion articles or anything on anything else, they took it all down.
I think, you know, as more and more things come out, whatever, he'll be what do they call him? Blackballed? Whatever.
Yeah,
it'll just be taken down for sure. Yeah.
But that's it, man.
Jeez. Hey, are you hungry, Jesus?
You kind of am.
I think you are. I'm hungry too. Would you ever John Jerome wants to know, would we like to ever try sushi pizza?
Oh God, no. Fuck no. I saw that pizza on Facebook and I shared it. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. If you ever come at me with, oh, Jesus, you want to try a slice of pizza? And I'm like, fuck yeah, pizza. And from a distance, it looks like a pizza. And then I get close and there's some bullshit fucking sushi looking thing that looks like a pizza.
You don't want a sushi roll like as crust and then...
It's disgusting. Fuck
Man,
sushi.
Can you imagine that smell just coming out of the oven?
Sushi is disgusting.
Well, it's not even in the oven, right? It's just raw. There it is. Bam, your face.
It's just shaped like a pizza.
What were they using as the pepperoni? I don't even know. It was like
some kind of
something
fish.
red.
Some kind of fish.
Could have been salmon. I don't know. But yeah, a rice crust, huh? Like your rice crust in that seaweed wrap. But you know,
fuck that.
So I'll tell you what the wife went to Holy Foods today, Whole Foods, Whole Paycheck, whatever you want to call it, and
Paycheck.
yeah, and so we rarely ever go there, but she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get this thing and that thing, and she goes, want me to get you anything? And I was thinking, you know, I usually get like I like the olives over there, and I like my hummus and my cheese and crackers. Those are my things. But man, you know they have like over there in the sushi area where it's kind of already like prepackaged, right? All grocery stores have them.
Yeah.
But maybe once a year or whatever, I might get one of those, and then I'll eat like 3 of them, you know, because it comes with wasabi sauce and the other thing that it comes with. But that's the extent of my sushi. I would never have it on a pizza. Just alone is fine, but not on a pizza. No way. My pizza's got to have just crust, tomato sauce, cheese, a pepperoni, you know? Hey, something good. No, I think I've had the anchovies on a pizza, but not for for the longest time. It's been, I don't even know if they even still offer that. It's too salty, too fishy. Just give me a plain old cheese pizza, some kind of meat on it.
Yeah,
hey,
no, fuck sushi pizza, man. That's disgusting. I saw that fucking picture and I was like, you're disgusting. Who the fuck wants to eat this? It's disgusting.
I told Jonathan Hall because I know, I'm like, yeah, just put some sake, you know?
I just
pour
don't like
some sake and you're good to go, man.
I don't like fish. I don't like fish. I don't like eating fish. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the
I like salmon.
I mean, I could eat salmon.
From, salmon. Chris knows. Get some salmon from Costco. Yeah.
I could eat salmon, but I don't like it would be my first choice. Like if I had something else as an option, I would eat something else instead of salmon.
What about fish and chips, right? What do they use? Some rock cod or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat that, but even then, if I have another option, I'll eat another option.
Yeah.
I just don't like the smell that fish gives off, and like, I've seen too many videos of people eating sushi with like little worms and shit crawling around it. No.
Ugh.
You ever seen those videos where people like are like at a sushi place and they'll like zoom in into the sushi and there's like a little worm crawling out of it?
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, there's like worms crawling out of the sushi and like little white worms, whatever, crawling through the sushi or through the salmon, like the raw fish.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, or like when they open the fish's mouth and there's like little worms inside the fish's mouth or whatever. Like, oh, what the fuck? Why would you?
Dude,
why would you ever want to eat that? Why would you ever want to eat anything that could have that type of shit in it?
Dude, I worked at a restaurant. You know how we get fresh fish, right? It was a 4-star restaurant, but you know you break it open and cut it, and then it still has like all the, the eggs. What are they called? Inside, but can't think of what that is. Not the calamari, but yeah, fish eggs, basically, right? There's another fancy word for it, but I've never seen like worms in it. No freaking way. That's disgusting. Just reminds me of like maggots or something, you know? Ugh. Try some real pizza. That's all we have for questions, dude.
No, actually I have one more question for you.
Oh, no, we have one on Discord as well, I think.
Yeah, so I got on Discord, of course. Derek from the Blaze Experience, he was asking for Saturday's podcast, can Gunny Chief play the beta of a game called Generation Zero and tell me what he thinks? It's a new game coming out in 2019. that is co-op survival based where you fight robots and survive the world and how to defeat them. It will be coming to Xbox, but the beta is exclusive to PC, so he can't play the beta.
Oh, okay. And I saw Ryan posted some gameplay this morning. I didn't watch the gameplay, but I did watch the trailer from E3. And
is it good looking?
Oh yeah, and this is from I believe it's from makers. It's the Avalanche Studios, right? The people that make Just Cause.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll definitely I'll get on that right now.
For sure.
I will sign up for that beta. And yeah, and I'll let you know, Derek and Chad, if I can't find that link. So.
Yeah. But that's really all I have, man. Like, there's no more questions, no more news. We're done. We're done with the show. We're done. Show's over. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Horrible Gamers podcast. My gamer tag is Jesus Walks a Lot, and I'll be on Xbox Live playing some games today all afternoon. Well, whatever's left of it now. And, yeah, Gunny Chief, where can we find you?
Hey, I saw a Bring post on there if we're still doing the Halo night. Of course, we do the Halo night every Saturday night.
Stupid question is that?
Duh. How about that for an answer?
Stupid fucking question. God.
And usually we switch over to our Star Wars Battlefront too. Yeah, but find me, gamertag Gunny Chief. I'll be on Xbox. I'll be playing some of that Halo-ish stuff. And
find Ryan at Gib87777777.
3 sevens. Only 3 sevens.
What? Yeah. What? Okay.
Invite him to a party, tell him to stop playing Dead Cells, and invite him to your game, whatever you're playing.
Alright, we're done. Fuck this. We're done. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll see you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers podcast. Bye, people. We're done. Bye.
See you later.